Ready as I can be. Ow!
Oh my fucking... Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry that this is what happens when you ask me serious
No,
questions.
it's fine. You'll have to excuse me. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so I'm going to be eating cough drops a lot all night. So when last we left off, your group of adventurers had just rescued Moira from her fate as the Beast of Blackvine Well, and learned that, according to her recollection, she had been changed into this beast as a result of meeting a man that you recognize as being Medici. After a brief stopover back in Wild Hollow, where you shared a few personal moments for your characters, you set out the next morning in search of where Medici might be, following Moira's directions that she had encountered him near the sinkhole in the swamps. Getting there, you discovered a lot of the corruption that the siphon key you knew created, indicating that it probably was nearby. And after some investigation, you managed to find your way into Medici's extra-dimensional tower once more. After traversing it very carefully, having remembered the last time you were here, you managed to eventually make your way up to the apex of the tower, where you happened upon Medici in his laboratory, along with the unconscious body of Ellen's son, Elise Mahariel. You confronted Medici after a failed attempt at stealthing and trying to retrieve the siphon key without him noticing, where you learned numerous revelations, including the fact that Elise was in fact a clone of Medici that he was intending to possess once his natural lifespan ran out, as well as the fact that Medici was unwilling to relinquish the key, given the fact that he believed only he could protect it from the likes of Anna and the Academy and others in the realm who might use it for bad purposes. He then attempted to make you leave non-violently with a mass suggestion spell, which, due to a sort of a pure luck happenstance, you managed to overcome, Hirate dispelling her comrades who had been fallen under the spell, at which point you all prepared for battle as Medici began levitating into the air, and the four statues around his laboratory began to illuminate various glowing colors, and you saw two figures step out of the far door. Aubrey Wallace, who appeared to be under some sort of domination, as well as Olive, who seemed to be possessed in some manner by a creature that you can't see, but you recognize the voice as being Sinek the Devourer, the Glabrezu that you encountered in the fairgrounds. So, with that being said, I need you all to roll initiative.
Time for some initiative.
Strong start. Very strong.
Real strong.
10. What's Goff?
14.
We
Second
are,
time you've done that?
we are
14 for
scraping
Goff.
the bottom of the barrel.
All right, let's see.
Okay,
what the
time
other
for
three-
me to buy my own dice when I move out.
Oh, natural 1 for Aubrey.
She can join Ellen.
Is Aubrey?
so that-
Wait, Olive's the one's possessed, right?
Olive is possessed. Aubrey is dominated.
What's the technical difference?
Possession
Dominate
is
a spell,
she's
right?
dominate person is a spell. So she's currently under the thrall of a spell and doing things against her will, whereas Olive is currently possessed by a demon.
I know with that you have to like. Didn't that happen to Roscoe once? We had to like beat him up.
Yeah. Well, no, you remember the last time
Oh, wait.
you dealt with a possessed guy, you just dispelled magic on him.
Oh, I can do that?
With demonic possession, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You did that the last time on Quinn Farlight back in the fairgrounds.
Yeah, the difference with Roscoe was it was a ghost.
It was a ghost. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. the difference
Wow,
between
I'm
the
really
ghosts.
rolling low on
Well, all of
every-
us are, so.
Well, I haven't rolled Medici yet.
Low.
He'll probably roll highest.
Natural fucking 20.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
told you.
God.
I got it.
He's gonna do
I
some
roll-
fucked up shit. And
I
then we'll
rolled it
roll
on the
longer.
shit dice too, so that ain't me. So that's with his dex mod. Okay. So you see Medici begin hovering up in the air, and a sick and twisted grin forms on his face as he begins levitating. He picks up a staff that's leaning against the oaken bookcase, and he holds it in his hand. And he just sort of shifts a little bit to the left here.
Uh-oh.
He is going to hold his staff toward you, and you see a swirling cyclone of cold energy as he casts Cone of Cold at you. And I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws. Roscoe needs to make it as well.
17.
You save. Roscoe does not. So nobody else saved except Goff.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, the DC was 17. So. Cold. I need to get my dice roller up because I ain't rolling all these dice. Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Is Red super quiet to anybody else? Is that
Yeah,
just-
Yeah,
that is
very
super
quiet.
Okay, how about this?
What's up? What's up, Tom?
It's better.
It's still kind of quiet, but better.
What's up, Tom? What do you want?
Is the damage? Just roll the damage.
I'm rolling the damage.
Yeah, I remember. I can't really do what I want to do until.
Oh wow, I rolled actually really low.
Yay!
So all of you who failed take 30 points of cold damage, and Goff
really
you took
low.
half
He
of that.
says.
Really low.
I mean, it's 8d8, and I
wow,
rolled like
only 30.
it's 8d8, and I only rolled a 30.
Who
Yeah,
has
so
less,
that's like
who has less max HP, Ellen or Sissel?
Ellen.
Have that to 15. I'm dampening elements of Ellen.
okay. Goff, you took 15 points of cold damage. And at this point, he's going to reuse the remaining of his movement to kind of shift over this way and levitate. So he's currently floating about 30 feet off the ground. That brings us to Olive, who, with this sick-looking grin on her face, her eyes sunken, bloodshot, moves up. And she is going to pull out her revolvers and take 2 shots at Goff. That is a 14 to hit and a 22 to hit. So only one of those hits. Okay. Pistols. So you take 8 points of piercing damage as one of the bullets just ricochets under your armor and pings you a little bit. And then she just stands there with her revolvers held at the ready, just grinning wickedly. And that brings us to your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna do 2 things. I'm gonna cast Bless second level and bless
Okay.
everybody except myself. Everyone
a-
gets a plus. What?
So, no, go on. Say what you were going to say.
So everyone, Roscoe, Sissel, Haraith, and Ellen all can roll a +4. Roll a d4 to their. It's just attack rolls and saving throws. I'll double check.
I think it's ability checks as well, but let me check. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter because it's attack rolls.
Attack roll or saving throw.
Okay. So So you can add an additional 1d4 to that.
Yeah, basically like a mini inspiration as long as I have the thing up. And then I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna cast Mass Healing Word. It's like, I mean, I foresaw this happening from a mile away. The fight starts with all of us taking a fuck ton of damage right off the bat, so... Everyone heals 8.
8 points of damage. Okay. So you clap your hands and throw out a soothing aura of healing toward you and all your friends.
And everyone has bless, and I'll keep reminding everyone of that. If
As long as you have
I can.
concentration.
Yeah.
That was an 8.
Yeah, 8
points. Yep.
Make sure to do it to Roscoe if you haven't already.
I did.
And... Okay, wait. Hold on. And, quick, okay, I can't do any other actions, but what are the statues things around the corner? Are they just decorative, or do they do something? I don't
They
remember.
look like they do something. You're not quite sure what at the moment. One is glowing green, one red, one purple, and one blue. And they seem to be affecting.
Did they start glowing before this fight started?
They
Or were
they started
glowing when
glowing
they came
just as the fight started.
Oh, that's great.
You don't know what they do yet, but maybe you'll find out.
Do I know, is demonic possession count as a curse?
Technically it counts as... No, it doesn't count as a curse. Like, the only things that would really remove it are dispel magic or dispel or dispel evil and good. I think that's the name of the spell. It's something evil and good. Yeah, dispel evil and good.
Okay, well, I can't do anything about all. Or I can't. Wait. Dominate. That's the dominate
It's
thing.
also a magic effect.
Dominate person is a magic effect, which you know can either be dispelled, or if you do damage to them, they can do a wisdom saving throw to try to
Okay.
shake it off.
Yeah, I don't have any instant means of doing that. Though either of those.
Well, you
I
still have
guess.
your movement.
3 feet in the air, because of course he is.
Yeah. He's floating up. He's getting out of melee range. He's a fucking weak ass spellcaster.
I guess I'm just gonna move forward and start like moving towards this guy.
Alright. Alright. That brings us to Roscoe, who is going to zip around the corner. He sees Medici is way out of his reach. He looks toward Olive and Aubrey, a little unsure. He looks toward Goff, sort of like pleading to know what to do. Like, what should he do? He doesn't really know.
Is he like looking to?
Yeah, he's looking for guidance from you.
Can Roscoe jump 30 feet in the air?
No. No, he can drop maybe.
Holy.
I mean,
Vertical.
if anyone in this group could do it, he could.
Hey, listen, you can't. You're telling me that Roscoe couldn't jump onto this table, jump onto this bookshelf, and
It
then
requires
jump onto
several
it?
acrobatics rolls, which would be like an action in and of themselves at this point. Like, he wouldn't be able to get an attack off.
I don't. Demonic possession can only be cleansed. It can't be cleansed through damage. Right?
Correct. But the dominate person can be
Go
cleansed.
tell
Do
him to gently chew on Aubrey.
Do I know that that there's a difference between them, or is that only something I know as a player?
That is
Goff
something
just
you would
discern-
know. You've experienced both of these things before. You experienced it when Ellen got possessed by the heart, and you guys just attacked her and she shook it off. And you
Okay.
experienced it when Farlight got possessed by a demon.
Goff's gonna do like a series, a series of gestures, which I assume that Roscoe can understand, where he points at Aubrey and he gives a slight, small jab motion,
Okay.
and he's basically like saying like, knock her to her senses, I guess.
Okay, so that was started here. 5, 10, 15, 20. Probably can't even get in range with her.
Probably not.
30, 35, 40, 45. That's as far as you can get anyway. So he'll make his way toward Aubrey and try to give her a little chew. That brings us to Ellen.
Okay. So, does this mean I had my wings out?
think you said that you drew them right before.
Yeah, you drew them right as. So you have your wings out already. You drew them right as the fight started. I remember this.
Okay, good. So, my wings are out. I'm up in the air. I see four strange stony boys.
Yeah, you do.
I'm going to. They're lit up, right?
They are. They're glowing.
That's odd. This boy is oddly near to me and my friends.
The red
I
one,
will.
okay.
I will. Where? Sorry. Where's my weapon? Where's the weapon stack?
That hits. You don't get sneak attack damage on it.
No,
it's an object.
because yeah.
But
Okay, so-
the object has no sense of like it can't. It can, of course, it can be snuck up on. It doesn't have any sort of perception because it's an object. So I don't see why.
Okay. So you take careful aim with your short bow and let loose an arrow. It pierces right through this thing's right into this thing's chest, and the arrow sticks out of it, and you start seeing a severe spider crack start moving across the face of the stone statue. It looks like one more good shot would destroy it.
Ooh. Interesting.
Okay.
And then I am going to fly over and sort of peek up
Yes,
on this bookshelf.
you being flying can basically, like, the ceiling is about 40 feet high, and the bookshelves are maybe only about 12 feet high. So like you can basically
Okay.
pass over all of this furniture.
Okay.
That brings us to Sissel.
Okay, so I was looking up the text for the flying room. It doesn't say anything about like whether or not hopping on it would be an action or a bonus action. Or just...
Let me.
It feels like
It's an action to activate the flying.
Oh.
Wasn't it wasn't it already activated because I was trying to float over to
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
you had
it was. So
You
yeah,
still
it
have
says you
probably.
can.
No, I gave it back. When he like discovered me, I think I either typed it or I meant to type it, but I meant to just say that I just went back to the group.
Typically, it's an action to activate an object, but since it's already activated, it's already flying, so you can just use it.
Alright, I'm gonna hop on the room. And
Okay.
I'm gonna... zoom over to the bookshelf. Hi, Alan. I'm just gonna peek over and just drop an acid pole right on that issue.
Nice.
Okay. That roll.
Cast the spiel. Bam.
Well, you know it's acid.
Dex saving throw, you say?
He's got a decent dex, I think. He has a +3 on his
I rolled a
intimidation.
14 plus 3, so he saves. He takes half damage, so that's 14 points of damage. And you see as the ball of acid splashes near him, and he barely evades it, and some of it kind of splashes up and hits him his robe a little bit. You see the after image, that displacement after image, fade.
Oh.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna flip him off and...
So now for the rest of until
Can't see it,
his-
but
So basically, until his turn begins again, nobody has disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, that brings us to Harith.
flipping off a blind man.
You can hear the sound of my finger going flip.
the middle finger goes up so fast he hears the whoosh from all the way over there.
It's a high-speed bird flip.
The first thing I want to do is I want to shout to Ellen, Ellen, no matter what he says, that's your son, and we're going to get him back. And I'm going to inspire Ellen.
All right, Ellen, take your inspiration. Bardic inspiration. That's a what? A D8?
What is it now? Yes, a D8.
Okay. All right, and you still. That was your bonus action, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
For my
so you still have
action, I'm going to cast a spell magic on Olive.
Okay. I need you to roll a d20 and add your spellcasting ability modifier. So just
Will
your.
this affect this at all?
It does. Well, no, because it's a spell. It's an ability check, not a saving throw or attack roll.
Okay. Well, I rolled an 18.
18
so
plus.
plus 4.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
18 plus 4, 22. That's enough. You see Olive begin to hunch over and grit her teeth, and she collapses to the ground, and you just hear, "Not again." And you just see these two large hands come out of her back, and then two gigantic pincers on top of that as Synak the Devourer
Oh!
appears.
We meet again, bastard!
Oh, is that
well-
the guy? Is that the dude?
Yeah.
From the, yeah.
Yeah,
He was
that's the
From
guy.
the fair.
Adventure.
Let me just roll his initiative. Well, I should have rolled it at the start, but let me just check something. Okay. So we'll move him into the turn.
I'm definitely feeling worse about this fight.
Is this the pillar? What is this?
These things right here are basically like giant alchemical vats. They're filled with a caustic-looking liquid.
Bad feeling. I'll get behind this pillar.
All right. It's Aubrey's turn. You see her sort of stagger forward, and there are just tears in her eyes.
No.
And you see her hold her hand out
No!
toward you, and you just hear her say, "Help!" And she casts Firebolt toward you,
Oh no.
Toward who?
toward this group.
Wait,
Well,
So
Firebolt.
here I
Firebolt
Sissel.
AoE?
Fireball.
Fireball,
Oh.
yeah.
boy.
So
how
Kirei,
high up? Wait. How up in the air is this?
it's a 20. Yeah, how high up are you guys? Because this is a 20-foot radius, and it's going to hit the ground.
They're
probably too far up.
Well, if you're just at the top of the bookshelves, it's only 12 feet. So I need to know.
Yeah, I'm just below the edge of the bookshelf, hiding behind it.
Okay.
What about Ellen? Did we lose Mal already?
I think she said that she was around the same
Okay.
height.
Well, I need all of you to make dex saving throws as this fireball explodes. In your
Remember, you're blessed.
Yeah, remember your bless.
God, I'm gonna need it.
I'm blessed. Dexterity save.
Dexterity save.
Oh, I don't think bless is gonna help with
Well,
this. But sure.
I got an 18 total.
18 total. You save.
I don't think Mel.
Cecil does not. Mel
You have to roll
is
for him.
not here. I'm sure Mel is gonna make it, but I'll roll a dex saving throw for him. Yep, he's fine. I'm not even gonna add the bless. So as the fireball explodes near you, I just need to.
Who didn't save?
I
Cecil, I'm gonna
Cecil.
dampen the damage, whatever. It is.
You already dampened once. It's a reaction. You already used your action
Oh.
dampen this turn.
Okay.
So that's gonna be 8d6
Oh god.
fire damage.
She was on the other
So
side.
you, so Cecil, you take 28 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Hiraeth, Ellen takes none. Hiraeth, you take half of that. So you take 14. It's Medici's turn, and he looks toward Cecil and Ellen.
I am hiding behind a bookshelf. I just want you to know.
He hovers a little bit over you until he can see both of you,
Can't see them.
and he has blind sight. He knows they're there.
Whatever.
So he points toward in your direction, the two of you, and he says, "You two are trouble. Be gone." And he's going to cast banishment on the both.
Oh no.
Is that an attack roll
So-
thing, or?
That I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Ellen too
Why?
is going to make it.
Well, roll your bless.
Both.
Oh my
Ellen
god.
fails. You both fail. As you see both Cecil and Ellen just Ellen and Cecil as Medici's lab fades around you, you find yourself standing atop a a large pillar of red rock in a deep black abyss stretching out below you. And above the sky is the swirling black vortex, and before you, way in the distance, with this large black abyss between you and it, you see this tremendous mountain range, jagged and obsidian with veins of a red substance streaking through it. And you hear this carrion call of scavengers, an untold number of beasts waiting in the darkness, and as you're looking more closely, you spot other pillars of red rock scattered throughout the space, with creatures moving up. Green, bug-like creatures that you recognize from the fairgrounds. The same demonic insectoids. And with a hiss, a number of them catch sight of you, and you watch as a swarm of a dozen or more of these things begin shrieking and hopping from pillar to pillar in your direction. Medici is going to take the turn to float back a little bit, and then it brings us to Synac's turn. He seems to regain his composure, and he looks over toward Goff, and he says, "Oh, big man, remember me?" And he runs towards you, and he's going to make 4 attacks at you. That is 2 with his pincers and 2 with his fists. A 21, a 15, a 14, and a 16. So only one of those hit. Correct? Okay.
Yep.
So one of his pincers hits you, doing a total of 21 points of bludgeoning damage. And you are now grappled in his pincer. He's holding you.
Cool.
That is his turn. Olive's turn. She seems to be winded. And you see her slowly get to her feet. And she moves back a little bit, and she's gonna take 2 shots at Synac. You see just tears in her eyes streaming down her face as she takes these 2 shots. That is a 12 and a 17 to hit, so one of those hits for a total of only 7 points of damage. She tried her best. But that brings us to you, Goff.
In a total moment of pettiness that Goff doesn't often express, when the Synac guy shows up, at first he kind of raises his eyebrows like, oh, that's that guy again. And then when he charges at him and says his little line, Goff just kind of rolls his eyes a little bit. It's just he takes the brunt of the hit and grunts, but he doesn't really he's not really involved with this stupid red thing right now. He is really just still looking at this old ass man floating in the air.
You're currently being held up aloft.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna cast 2 things, and they're not at the red thing because fuck him. I don't have time for his bullshit right now.
You actually saw as the turn began again that Medici now has that displacement effect on him again. So any attack rolls against him would be at disadvantage.
What if I hit him?
If you hit him with any attacks, then it goes away for the rest of the round.
Okay. Get that spiritual weapon icon up.
All right.
Casting spiritual weapon.
Shield. I wish there was a way to save tokens.
You can make a character sheet for it and just plop it in that, probably.
Okay.
Just to have the icon.
You should have control over it.
Okay, I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna strike at him. I know I have disadvantage, so I'm just gonna.
Yep. Get 2 rolls.
Ooh. I rolled a nat 20 and an 18.
Nice.
18 plus what?
7.
That actually does hit.
I mean, it better fucking hit.
Yeah, so
25.
So it didn't crit, but you did hit him with your spiritual weapon. So roll it damage.
Okay. It's 8 plus 12. 11.
11 points of damage.
Force,
Okay.
11 force damage.
All right.
So I'm
And
gonna
you see the
fling that
displacement
out.
effect fade away from him.
And then if Goff is gonna, while he's like being held, I guess, around the midsection or whatever, he's gonna just ignore that for the moment. He's gonna pull out and fling this shield towards him, and then with
His
his
own
other
shield?
hand,
Oh no.
I mean it's a
The spiritual weapon.
I always imagine him doing a Captain America
Okay.
thing when the shield comes out, like because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
And then when he's gonna like wind back one hand, fling that, and then he's gonna immediately wind back his left hand, and he's gonna fling out of his hammer. He's gonna throw a guiding bolt.
Nice. Okay.
At
Roll an
this
attack
guy. By the way,
at
is
Medici.
management a concentration?
Yes, it is.
So maybe you should roll a thing on that first.
11. Okay. Well, he has Warcaster, so he'll have advantage on that. So it's a DC 10. First was a 13, so yeah, he maintains concentration.
Okay. What? Well, it's not what Goff would have done. I'm sorry.
All right. So roll your attack on your guiding bolt.
Range spell attack, is that?
That is a D20 plus your spell modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay. 19.
That's
Plus.
just enough.
Well,
19 plus.
19 was the dice roll, so.
Okay. Yep, you hit.
Okay. $18 radiant damage.
18 radiant damage, and he's got to make another saving throw. That is a 10 and an 11, so he made it.
Okay.
That brings us to...
But isn't the DC equal to the damage you take?
It's equal to half the damage or 10, whichever's higher. That brings us to Roscoe, who's going to give a little nibble on Aubrey. That hits. I'm just going to roll it as I go. So that's 8 points of damage to her as he starts gnawing on her, and she can make a wisdom saving throw. Try to get out of this. That is a 19. You see Aubrey shake her head as she shakes herself out of this dominate person. And that
have that.
So with the rest of his movement, he's going to run over here and use his last 2 attacks plus flurry of paw. No, he's going to do his last 2 attacks and then a key empowered strike to try to stun Synak. There's a 11 plus 8, so that hits, and a 9 plus 8 also hits. So that's 20 points of damage to Synak the Devourer.
Nice.
And Synak has to make a, I believe it's a Constitution saving throw in order to not be stunned for the round. And he got a 16, which I think is just enough. But let me check Roscoe's DC. Where are you? Nah, yeah, Roscoe only has a 15 DC, so he avoids being stunned. Mel, are you back? I will take that as a no. Well, we'll do Sissel.
It says Horath is next. Wait,
Well, that's
Because the other
because
two were
they're
taken
off
off.
screen.
Oh,
You're in the hell zone. Sissel, you are floating there on your broom, and you see these quasits starting to leap across the platforms towards you. There's maybe a dozen of them, and they are coming. They're about 60 feet off right now. What are you doing?
I'm gonna cast Blur on myself. And
Okay.
I'm gonna nope the fuck away. Hopefully
Alright.
Helen follows.
Alright. Ellen is still flying on her, with her wings out, so she's also hovering above these things to try to avoid them. That brings us to Horath.
Okay, I wouldn't happen to know if banishment is something that I can dispel.
No, you need a target
Right.
dispel
Yeah.
something. You can do damage to him and try to break his concentration.
It's true. I don't think my damage is very high.
Well, I mean, even if you don't do a ton of damage to him, it's still a DC 10 every time, so it's better than nothing.
Okay, and he has guiding bolts on him, right?
He does, so you have advantage on the first attack.
I'm going to shoot him with my bow. First one's a 3. Second one's a 19. Thank you, Goff.
Yep, that hits.
Oh, did I take damage after I cast Bless?
You did. Yeah,
What's
Synac
the-
hit you
what's
for...
the- What's
It's
the
gonna be a
DC?
DC 10.
I'm fine.
Okay.
6 plus 4 is 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Okay, let me see. Just gonna roll this. That's the
does
first
it-
one's a 3, and the second one is a 9. So, you suddenly, Sissel and Ellen.
Oh wait, shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sissel and Ellen, as you're flying above this swarm of demonic creatures that are closing in towards you, you see some of them flare out some wings as they begin flying up towards you. Many more are crawling up the pillars, and you are surrounded as this shrill cry fills the air, drawing yet more beasts from the darkness. And then you feel something pulling you back to the prime material. But before you do, you gaze one last time at that jagged obsidian mountain range in the distance, and for the first time you notice the titanic linked chains of an unknown metal binding this mountain range at some anchor point down into the abyss.
Oh my god.
The air fills with a low bellow that permeates the whole area, and the distant black spires shift ever so slightly. That was no mountain range.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
gee.
Props.
And the
Sorry,
two
go
of
ahead.
you pop back into reality.
Props to Harith.
Harith, you still have a second attack.
Yeah, I rolled it. It's in the chat.
18 at just does not hit. You
Oh,
shoot at
okay.
him and it looks like it would hit, but it pings off of a shimmering blue shield that seems to be surrounding
Oh, what a jerk. Okay.
Oh, he's got a
I'm gonna-
thing on.
you.
Well,
Give me an
was-
Arcana check.
Was that a... It's just a natural 6 because I don't have...
Okay, yeah.
but-
You don't
I
know why that's happening.
Did it look like a spell?
It looked like a spell. It
Okay.
looked like a persistent spell. It doesn't look like he cast it.
Okay. I'm going to... Where are my points? I'm going to cast Healing Word at 2nd level on Sissel.
Okay.
Please.
2.
I was
Well,
gonna.
I rolled an 8 plus 4, so you got 12 points. That's the
Um,
maximum amount. So.
Alright. Aubrey's up, and you see her blinking a few times and shaking her head as she has freed herself from the dominate person. And she looks toward Synac and holds out her hand and clasps her spellbook in the other, and she is going to cast Magic Missile at 2nd level.
Nice.
So that is going to be how many bolts? So it's an additional one, so that's going to be a total of 4 glowing darts, 1d4 plus 1 damage each. $17 points of force damage to Synac the Devourer
Nice.
as he roars in pain as these little tiny darts of bluish purple energy pepper him. She is then going to use the rest of her movement to hide behind this.
Yeah, I was gonna say please hide. You're probably very fragile.
That brings us to Medici.
I know those are supposed to be pillars, but they look like big bottle caps.
Yeah, I know.
Got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle.
Okay. So.
Oh Boy, can't wait to die.
Could he hit that big demon too?
He is gonna shift to the
In
side,
his bookcase?
levitate to the side a little bit, and you see him raise his arms up in the air as his robe, which you now notice is made of multicolors, begins to shimmer and glow as he activates his robe of scintillating colors.
Cool.
As soon as he does this, his entire body just essentially turns into a beacon of blinding light, emitting bright light for a 30-foot radius and an additional dim light for another 30 feet. And everyone within the first bright light, I need you to all make a wisdom saving throw to avoid being stunned by the light.
Oh,
Well,
that's nothing.
wisdom.
I
Cecil
rolled an
saves.
18 plus
Con
7.
save.
I'm fucked up.
Wisdom saving throws.
Roscoe saves. And Ellen fails.
Wait, so did Sissel fail?
Cecil saved.
Okay.
Actually, no. Ellen can roll an additional 4
Is it possible to save with a
if she rolls a 4. Nope.
Oh.
What did Hiraeth roll? An 8 total? Okay, so as Medici basically turns into this large, not large, but just emits this blinding light, Hiraeth and Ellen are caught off guard by this and try to shield themselves from the light, but it's too late and you are stunned for a round. And then he's just gonna kind of shift this way. At the 20 count, I need everyone to make Constitution saving throws as the purple statue begins to hum.
I knew it. It's a raid action. A layer action. Oh, that fell.
I rolled a 16.
You're saved. Sissel
What?
saved.
Con save?
Con save. Roscoe saves. Ellen fails. Hiraeth just failed as well.
Man.
As the purple statue starts to hum and the entire room is filled with crackling electricity, both Ellen and Hiraeth take 6 points of lightning damage.
Only 6? Okay. Alright.
Man, this really does feel like a Final Fantasy fight now. The floor is lightning.
Actually, Aubrey and... Aubrey and Oliver not within the 35 foot range. Oh, Cynic does, though. He needs to do a
Come on,
Constitution
Cynic.
saving
Oh,
throw.
is he attacking Cynic too?
Well, no, it's anybody within that.
It doesn't discriminate. Okay.
Yeah, it
What about
says any
Medici?
creature in the
Yeah,
bright light.
what about Medici? He's not wearing sunglasses. He's blind.
He's-
right. What's his blind sight now, huh?
Constitution saving throw. That he got a 26. He's
Jeez.
fine. He's a
Why
big
is his
beefy
con
boy.
so high.
He's got a plus 9.
I'm sorry,
to his con save.
Cynic. Right, I was thinking
Yeah,
about Medici.
Cynic, not Medici. No. That brings us to Cynec's turn, and he looks down at Roscoe and he glares, realizing what Roscoe just tried to do to him, and he is going to use his action to cast Power Word Stun on Roscoe.
Bless.
If the target has 150 hit points or fewer, it is stunned. So Roscoe is stunned.
Oh, he can't save?
It's no save. No,
Oh,
he only gets one of those. It's
How do you-
He only gets one of those per day. He's a Glabrazu. He's a demon. That's one of his abilities. So he just points at Roscoe, and Roscoe immediately just seizes up.
Does stun count as paralyzed?
No. Stunned.
It's a different thing.
I can read you the rules reference.
Well, if it doesn't, you only tell me if it doesn't count or not, because I could cleanse it if it's paralyzed, but I can't.
Conditions.
Because for some reason, stun doesn't count under lesser restoration.
Stunned is a stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, and can only speak falteringly. They automatically fail strength and dex saving throws, and attack rolls against the creature have advantage. But that's all he's gonna do.
Can
all
it
of
be
this-
broken? Like, can it be broken at all?
If you have a greater restoration,
I don't have that
it's only
yet.
it's only for a turn. It's only for a turn.
Okay.
I believe. Let me check. Actually, let me see. Okay.
If it's
Stun
indefinite,
target.
we're
Okay,
pretty
no.
fucked.
It's indefinite, but he can make a Constitution saving throw at the end of his turn to break it. So Great. Okay. So Olive's turn. She is going to take cover behind this pillar and fire 2 more shots towards Synak. She's going to spend a grit to get advantage on one of them.
Nice. With your teeth.
Yep. She hits with one of those, and the second one also hits. So she just peppers Synak with 2 shots. Whew, 21 points of damage as 2 bullets pierce Synak's body. Goff, that brings us to you.
After seeing that his friends have returned from God knows where, Goff's gonna do a quick snap of the fingers, mass healing word again.
Okay.
Once again, 8 HP
8
to
HP.
everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that include Aubrey?
It's 6 targets. So who's more hurt out of Aubrey and Olive?
Olive is full HP right now.
Aubrey as well. So everyone heal 8. If Ellen, do it for Ellen and then Roscoe.
Yep,
and
I did.
okay.
Apparently,
And then... Sorry.
apparently Mel has to prepare cheese and crackers for his mom.
Wow.
Wow.
It's fucking bullshit.
And then
You're currently still being grappled.
I know. Goff is gonna, after seeing his friends return safely and turning away his attention away from Medici for a moment, he's going to look into Synak's eyes and he's gonna think as loudly as he can, but it's probably not gonna matter. It's not like he can use telepathy or anything, but he's gonna think, "Remember me," and I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh shit!
Time to get red!
Get that 15-foot radius square around me, Gwen. I am.
Oh shit!
I'm in this.
15-foot radius square. Boo, 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 boo.
And I'm gonna
So as
summon
soon as you cast that, he takes damage.
Yeah, so everyone's unaffected except Medici and Synak.
Right.
The statues are included if I ever get near them.
Okay. So that's what's the damage? You gotta roll it.
3d8 radiant damage. And
Let's see if he takes more damage from radiant. He does not.
should. And yeah. Oh, that's a 20. Why am I rolling a 20? It doesn't help me. It'd be great if I could roll 20. 14 radiant.
14 radiant damage. As these little tiny, what do they look like?
Like little woodland creatures, probably like a mixture of animals and stuff.
As these
Like
little
like hawks and
Yeah.
like deer and like big like bucks and
as these radiant colored silhouettes of woodland creatures begin swarming around Synak the Devourer, he roars in frustration and begins trying to swat them away with his other 3 free hands. That your turn?
yeah.
Okay. Brings us to Roscoe, who is stunned. And that brings us to Ellen. Is Ellen back? Is Mel back? Hello?
No.
No? Okay. I'm gonna continue doing what I'm assuming he was gonna do before, which is to continue attacking the red statue. Weapons. So he's gonna just shoot his short bow at it. Wow, that hits.
Wow.
You see Ellen swivel around as she appears once more into the room, and she takes aim at the red statue, knocks another arrow and fires it, hitting square where the other one was, sending it in further. And as it does so, the entire spider crack just extends, sending it through the entire structure of this statue, and it crumbles to dust.
Fuck yeah.
And you look at Medici, and he looks not happy about that. That brings us to Sissel.
Okay, I'm gonna get fancy. I'm gonna
This is the
spend
time.
2 sorcerer's points and cast Chromatic Orb at 2nd level on both Synak and the green statue.
The green statue. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bitch!
that does not hit, unfortunately, either of them. As your orb kind of goes in the center and tries to split and hit both of them, but then just goes wide at the last second.
I need to learn to not brag, because every time I do, I roll like shit.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That brings us to Hiraeth.
I'm stunned.
Unless, oh yeah, that's true. You're stunned. Ellen was stunned actually too. She shouldn't have been able to do that. So,
But there was so much damage.
yeah, unfortunately, that statue's still standing.
No.
I made a mistake. I forgot that Ellen was stunned.
Wait, they got stunned? I thought.
Yeah,
the
Ellen
lights
and
went on?
Hiraeth got stunned.
Yeah,
Oh my
both
God.
failed.
That brings us to Aubrey.
Am I no longer stunned now?
Yes, you are no longer stunned. That brings us to Aubrey, who is going to. What's she gonna do? You're gonna see her kind of peek around the corner sheepishly with her book in hand. She's just gonna cast a firebolt at Synak. Firebolt. So at her level, that's 2d10. Well, I have to hit him first. Nope, I rolled a 2, so that does not hit. You see her kind of throw a fireball, chuck it, and it goes wide over him. And that's going to be her turn. She's going to kind of sneak back. On Medici's turn, he is going to back up a little bit, seeing these swarming radiant creatures. What's he going to do at this point? He looks toward Goff, and he gets this cruel grin on his face, and he says, "There's an aura in the air, it's familiar to me. A sickening sense of smug righteousness, like her. Let's see if you fare any better." And he is pointing a gnarled finger at you, and he is going to cast Finger of Death.
Oh no.
If anybody wants to interject.
Wait, I can counterspell that.
You can.
I can.
All right.
I can.
Roll a d20 and add your spellcasting ability modifier. That's a +4. You don't add your proficiency.
+4. Holy shit!
Yes!
Holy
Oh
shit!
my
Hot
god!
Fuck off!
Big
No,
bot!
no,
Counterspell!
not today!
So you reach out your hand as you see Medici readying a Finger of Death toward Goff, and he starts weaving the dark incantations, and you just reach out your hand and go, "Not today." And it just sputters, and he looks surprised for a moment, like just totally caught off guard. He grits his teeth, and he begins hovering toward this direction. That's as far as he gets. That brings us to Synak.
Not today, you crusty bitch.
Synak, he takes another 2d8 or 3d8, doesn't he? Because he starts
Yeah.
turning it.
As long as he's got me grappled, he can't get out of this shit.
Yeah.
Make your fucking decision, bitch.
Bench.
Oh wait, I'm rolling. Why do I keep rolling a 20 for damage?
I don't know, man.
19.
19 point. Oh. As these things just start peppering him once more, and like phasing in and out of his body, he roars in frustration, and he is going to make 4 more attacks on Goff while holding him. He's basically gonna punch you with his 2 fists while he holds you, and smash you with his other pincer, and then slam you into the ground.
Okay.
So that's a 27, a 12, a 15, and a 23. So he hits you with 2 of them. That's 25 points of bludgeoning damage in total.
I'm gonna use Stone's Endurance.
Okay.
Reduce it. Oh, 11 plus 3, so 14 reduced from that. So 11.
Okay.
10.
How much did you roll? Sorry, say that again. It was
I rolled
25
11.
total.
11
So
plus my
you take
con modifier, so it's
You-
14 total.
Okay, so you're down to 11. So you took 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And that's going to be his turn.
I'm gonna roll
Um,
for concentration.
Yep, please roll.
I'm good.
Okay. That brings us to Olive, who, getting the idea, let's see what she would do. She swings around toward the red statue. She's going to take 2 shots at it. One of them hits. 14 damage, so this time her bullets just shatter this thing, and
Nice.
the red statue is no more. That brings us to Goff. Actually, she's going to take more cover.
I'm gonna. Is Ellen at full HP?
Yes.
Okay. Even so, I'm gonna, to avoid any, as much as possible, down to 0 hits as possible. I'm gonna use non-armed masculine word on
Okay.
everyone who's hurt.
All right.
Um, seven that time.
+7 to everyone.
I just, I'm just very scared.
I
and then I'm going to, what do I do to escape a grapple?
You have that's an action. So does masculine word use an action?
No, it's a bonus.
Okay. So to escape the grapple, you just need to make a strength check. Strength check. AC is 15.
Do I get the idea that he's able to do more damage to me when I'm in a grapple, or is it more of just an inconvenience because I can't?
It's just
move
more of an
anywhere else?
inconvenience. Doesn't do extra damage.
I'm just gonna keep hit. You know what? I'm just gonna hit him.
Okay.
I'm just gonna deal with this fucking problem.
All right.
I'm gonna just roll an attack roll against him.
Okay.
A nat 20.
Holy
Nice.
shit. That
So I roll 2d. I roll an extra d8 for that, right?
You do. You double all the dice damage, so including your elemental damage.
Fuck yeah, dude. Okay.
You just add your modifier once.
Okay.
Regardless.
The bludgeoning is an 8 plus. 8 plus 3, so that's
Yeah.
so plus 3 plus another 5, which is the modifier, which is like the bonus from the weapon attack.
So how much total from the weapon?
The initial hit is 16 damage.
16 damage. Okay, and then give me the lightning damage, or whatever you're going to infuse it with.
Did I do that? Yeah, and then I'm gonna do lightning against
Okay.
him.
And that doubles as well.
That's 5 plus 4, 9.
9. The lightning seems to kind of... he doesn't seem to take as much damage from the lightning, but he did take the full brunt of your warhammer.
Okay.
Alright. And that brings us to Roscoe, who is just going to do a flurry of paws on this boy. So 2 of those hit. Wow. I rolled real low. So he only took 13 points of damage, and he has to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone. That's an 18. So now he stands up. He keeps himself proper sturdy. That brings us to Ellen. Mel, are you back yet? No. Oh, this sucks.
Wait, did Roscoe hit the Psynac?
Yeah.
He did damage? Oh, I missed it. Okay.
Yeah, he did. He only did about 13
Oh.
bludgeoning damage. Mel's still not here.
I mean, she'd probably keep trying to attack the statue.
Would she attack the statues, or at this point, or would she attack Medici?
It's anyone's guess.
Well,
I thought she was gonna go right from Medici, but she immediately started attacking the statue, so I don't know.
well, I'm gonna roll. All right, she'll attack one of the statues. Which one will she attack?
The strongest one you have left.
I'm doing it at random because. Okay, so she is gonna attack the green one. So she is gonna just. I'm gonna do sharpshooter. Nope, that does not hit. Unfortunately.
Sabotaged her. Oh.
Well, I mean, you want me to do it a
kidding.
regular?
You already did it. I'm just kidding.
Can
Bless
I
is gone.
Yeah,
I
but
changed concentration to the Spirit Guardians. I apologize to everyone in advance for that, but I was being dramatic.
all right. Yeah, so she. I don't know if he's gonna move or anything, so I can't do it. So that brings us to Sissel.
Okay. Question: how high in the air is Medici?
About 30 feet.
If I cast an acid ball at like 15 feet in the air, will it hit both of them?
If you aim it right, I think.
If you kind of like, he's on the ground and he's about 13 feet tall.
I mean, if you cast it, like...
It has to hit a
here-
surface though, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. You just can like throw it at an area
Yeah.
and burst it. Yeah, you can kind of
You can
angle it in
totally-
a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely can angle it in a way so it only hits the two of them.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm gonna do the spell slot shuffle split. So
Okay.
I can add it because I'm gonna cast acid ball at 4th level.
Whoa! Big money.
Nice.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Oh,
Come on.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
The Glabrazoo, Psynac, has to make a dex saving throw. That's wow, I rolled a natural 19 on that, so
Fuck.
he saves, but he takes half damage. Medici, what does Medici roll? That is a natural 20. So they both save and they take half damage, so that's going to be 21 points of damage. Psynac is looking real rough.
Good. Fuck.
Medici's looking fine.
Of course he's looking fine. Look at all this distractions in the way because he's a coward.
That brings us to Hirae. Unless
Odd coward.
Sissel, you're gonna move.
Todd count.
I'm gonna just duck behind
All right. Actually, you know what? I just realized.
Is it something bad that was bad
Is it
for
time
us?
No, it's a
for
good
lair
thing.
Action?
It's a
Oh.
good thing. Why is stuff slow right now? So I just realized that Ellen still had the inspiration
Oh.
that Sissel or that Hiraeth gave
the
her. So 10 plus 6, that just hits for a total of 19 points of damage. This thing starts spider cracking. It looks like one more hit will take it
Okay,
apart.
nice.
That
Sorry, go ahead.
brings us to Hiraeth.
Bang, bang, bang. It's hammer time.
Oh shit!
Oh, Haraith getting up in the Synac's business. That's Haraith is ready to rumble.
First one is a 19 to hit.
Don't even bother giving me the second one. Just tell me how you want to do this. 'Cause you only have 4 hit points left.
I love
just
this.
all I want to do is just like just stomp right up to him, get my hammer out, and just do like an underhand to where like the hammer just connects with the bottom of his jaw and just
Yeah.
do like a one hit KO.
Yeah.
Bang.
Hiraeth, you race forward, dragging your warhammer across the ground, sending sparks flying as it drags across the concrete, and then as you get in within range, you just do a tiger uppercut toward his jaw, and you just hear this clang, 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 as his jaw just utterly shatters and breaks apart, and his head lolls back. And as he's kind of careening backward, his eyes meet Medici, and he's like, "You're on your own, asshole." And he just immediately dissipates into ash and fire and smoke and disappears. And Goff, you are now free.
Can I briefly describe how I imagine her Wraith handling that? Like I just look at the initial. I imagine she like shakes off the stun, and then she like looks over and sees Dr. also dealing with this big asshole, and she just like rolls her sleeves up and just kind of like spits, and then just walks up, like power walks up and just smashes him. Like I just imagine her like being like so done with this fucking demon. Just get the fuck out of here.
So
very good.
That
Can't believe Mel has literally missed this whole combat. I'm so fucking furious.
It's not his fault.
I know it's not his fault.
I know. It is fucking awful. It's
Mom,
fucking
make her a
mom.
fucking cheese and crackers.
and then I'll
Mom,
just
his mom
I'll
can climb to the
stand over there.
dumpster.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, I'm just going to force my child to do tasks for me and my enjoyment. Like, fuck off. I am done, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're on your own asshole.
Aubrey looks toward, she looks around the room and sees that Synac is gone. She kind of looks toward Medici, and she is gonna... What is she gonna do? She's gonna cast Fireball at 4th level.
Hell
Yeah. Spice it up.
Yeah, girl.
So, that's gonna have to be a Dex saving throw for Medici. That is a 4+3, he fails.
Wow.
So that is gonna be...
Boy, you know it's fire.
You know it's fire.
That is gonna be 96 fire damage.
What?
It's at 4th level.
Oh.
Holy
So 9.
shit. Oh,
6.
9d6, not 9.
Oh, I thought you said.
No,
said
no,
96
no.
damage. I'm like, what is she
9
casting? She
9
casting meteor
6-sided
storm?
dice. So he takes 29 points of fire damage.
Nice.
He ain't looking too happy by that. You see him realizing that he's grossly outnumbered.
Of course.
And he's taking a fair amount of damage. And you see him kind of levitate down toward the key, and he grabs it, and he is going to try to cast Dimension Door.
Hand spell.
All right. Give me a 1d20 and add your spellcasting ability modifier.
Alright, wait, I'm just gonna...
Is he definitely casting it in a level above Sissels?
He's using a Warlock spell slot, so it's 5th level.
Okay.
Oh.
Alright, so d20 full. Ah, that wasn't as cool as the last one.
Nope. You see him place his hands on this and just go.
Cool.
Well,
That leads us to Olive. She looks around the room. Wait, did you still have your inspiration from the food that we ate a long time ago?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure plenty of people do.
Because I don't know if you ever used it. It was.
I
remember
still
when you
have
ate
it.
the
what
food?
about it?
I still have
It
mine.
gives you DM inspiration, which gives you advantage.
Okay.
If you-
I think you still have it.
Yeah, I don't think I ever used that.
Yeah, so just you could use that if you want to.
Yeah, what? So, do I just roll again?
So-
You
yeah,
roll
it just
again.
gives you advantage if you roll again.
Okay. Eh.
No.
Boop.
She looks around herself and she sees that Medici's just disappeared, and she shouts, "This way!" And she starts running toward the far door.
Oh, there's a door up there. I didn't even notice
Oh
that.
wow, yeah, there sure is.
I do not have a map for this part, but it's fine. We'll figure it out.
Wait, don't we still have? I just point over to Elise.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Oh, I thought they were talking to us.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, we're supposed they might. Dimension. He doesn't. He's within like 120
Oh
feet.
yeah, it's
He's
a
not far
dimension door.
away.
Grr, okay.
Yeah, he didn't teleport. Yeah,
So I'm gonna
Goth,
I'm gonna
that bring-
follow them.
Goth, it's your turn.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna follow Olive
All right. So how far up are you going?
as far as I
Getting to the door?
can go.
So you can get to the door with your movement.
Is the door locked?
It's not locked. No, it's
I guess-
open
I
actually.
guess I'm just gonna open the door.
All right. I don't have a map for this, so we'll just go with mind's eye. You gaze through the doorway, and you see yourself. You see before you a long platform, like a straight platform that opens out into a circular, sort of almost like a landing pad on the end. And all around you, as you gaze, you realize you're outside the tower, and as you gaze around you, you realize you're in an extra dimensional space. Everything around you is just formless and shifting, like a black void. And at the very far end of this platform, probably about 60 feet away from you, at the very end, you see Medici. He is standing near what looks to be a ritual circle, and he appears to be trying to activate it. And you realize that it looks like a teleportation circle.
Do I know anything about teleportation?
Yeah, as soon as he activates it, he can run through a teleport. He
Do I
can
know
run
how
through a
long it takes
portal.
for him to make it?
Typically it would take a minute, but it looks like he's had it prepared already. So probably another action. He's about 60 feet away from you.
Well, 60 feet ain't nothing. Not for what I'm gonna do. Quick question.
Yeah.
Actually, has he made any wisdom saving throws so far?
No.
Oh, I got a high wisdom.
What do you want to do?
I'm debating between something more reliable versus something more risky, but with a better outcome if it works. Fuck it. I mean, I've been trying to get rid of this fucking spell forever. So what better time? I mean, he's the humanoid, right? He
Yeah.
counts as a humanoid. Everything we've been fighting up to this point really haven't been humanoids. He's a humanoid. I'm gonna try casting Crown of Madness out of my ring.
Oh shit.
I've
Alright.
had that forever, and every time I'm like, want to use it, you're like, well, no, it's a beast. Now it's a monstrosity. I'm like, well, I guess I can't fucking use it. He's a humanoid, so he needs to succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or become charmed by me for the duration.
Alright, give me a moment. I'm making a very rudimentary map for this.
So he's gonna like kind of look back and forth for a second and try to think of what to do, and he's just gonna pull out the ring and just kind of fumble with it. And
Okay. Give me one moment. I'm actually almost done making a really, really shitty map
okay.
just for this, like, emergency map, basically.
Emergency.
But, okay.
And I'm really worried his wisdom's really high and we just don't know it.
So, one moment. This is being shit right now. Hold on, roll 20 is being really fucking obnoxious. I gotta reload reload it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm assuming everyone will eventually move on to this.
Yeah, I just
Yeah. So I will just move everyone to the next room anyway, and we'll, like, as people's turns come up, they will get within range. The rest of y'all are not on the board yet. Goff is, though. So I'm just gonna move you onto the board as your turns come up. Just a shit map, but yeah.
It's
okay, So what
fine.
are you doing?
Okay, I'm
doing
using
Crown of
Crown of
Madness.
Madness. He's roll
Let me
wisdom
just move
saving
you-
throw.
I'll move you up within 60 feet of him.
I mean, he doesn't. I can be far. It's a 120 feet range.
Okay. So
But I mean, yeah, being closer. No, I mean,
What's the
closer is
DC?
fine. 15.
15. So what's the safest bet? I rolled a 14 plus 6. So
6? Jesus Christ!
that's
He's a fucking warlock!
he has a plus 5 from his proficiency bonus. I mean, Roscoe is gonna run in and just doesn't get within range. But he's just gonna kind of get there to try to hassle him, so that when Ellen gets in there, he can fire a sharpshooter. Actually, just a regular. Actually, no. Yeah, we can do sharpshooter. No. It wouldn't have hit even if it wasn't sharpshooter. Sissel. So you are now on the board.
It's me.
I didn't even slow that man down. Or whatever you feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, you could give it a try.
You know, I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm just saying anything, even just attacking, just anything that.
You know what?
Do what you think you
I
should
got
do.
spell points. I can do this shit. Let's just try it. I'm gonna cast slow.
All right. So that's a wisdom save.
Yeah, the wisdom save.
Right. That is a natural 1.
What? Yes!
And you know what that means? Okay, so now
Slowmancer!
he loses. So he's got a -2 to AC, and Dex saving throws. Can only take an extra. He doesn't get a multi attack, and casting spells now essentially double the cast time.
Yes!
Oh my God,
Wait,
I
so that means
didn't expect that to
does that mean the
actually
action?
Yeah,
that
if
mean
a
the
creature is
actions-
attempting to cast a spell of a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20 on 11 or higher. The spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn,
Wow!
and the creature must use its action on that turn to complete the spell. If it can't,
Wow.
Sissel
spell
with
is
the
wasted.
clutch.
fuck.
Really good spell.
It
Slow
really is.
ridiculous.
He was gonna counterspell that, but he used all his warlock spell slots. He had nothing left.
Yeah.
Um,
I
That
just
brings us
cast
to-
that and I just say light him up.
that's your 8th turn.
I'm gonna cast Hold Person.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's the DC of 15.
DC of 15. That is an 11 plus 6.
Damn.
So shit. It's not.
That's my action. So. I have one more inspiration.
You notice he's not
Okay.
levitating anymore, by the way.
Okay. I have one more inspiration, so I'm going to inspire Roscoe by just saying, "Sick 'em, boy!"
Oh shit. Where do I? So I gotta get rid of his weird icon. How do I do that again?
Circle and you click on that.
No, he's dead. Yeah, we won.
Oh, there it is. I gotta click on the same thing again. Okay.
I saw that,
Um,
Alex.
Yeah. Aubrey is gonna rush in, get up to
rushes
here, and she is going to. What is she gonna do? She is gonna try to Misty Step. So she's gonna first Misty Step so she can get within range of him, and then.
Oh wow, she's getting up close.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she is going to. Let's see. Will this work? She's gonna try to use suggestion.
That'd be really funny if it works.
Yeah. So that is. So, but since he's an elf, he gets advantage on
Of
Charm.
course.
things. So that first was a 6 plus 6, so that's a 12, which would have failed. Second was a 9 plus 6, which is a 15, which also failed.
Really?
What?
Why is
Actually,
Aubrey's
no.
DC so high?
Actually, her DC is 14, so actually
Oh,
I
damn.
missed.
I was gonna say, if she has a DC of 16, she has a better than like all of us.
No, it was he rolled a 15, and she has a 14. So he kind of glares at her and waves her away. That brings us to his turn. Seeing that you're all kind of closing in, you see him slam his staff down on the ground again. He's going to attempt to cast Wall of Force with it. Unless anybody wants to object.
I don't have reactions from this range.
This would be Wall of Force is a 5th level spell, so I mean, if you want to try to counterspell it, you
No,
can. But
she's saying that he's slowed.
oh, that's
no matter
right.
What he
Oh,
casts.
that's true. He can't. No, this is through a I want to see something because. So he's wasted his teleport because he's gonna try something else. But see, this is through his staff though. It's like a magical item that has the ability to cast stuff. I'm not sure if slow affects that as well. Let me just look it up real quick.
I mean,
I
it's
feel
an
like
action.
it's him still trying to cast it. It's just through the staff.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still taking an action.
No, he can't do this. Shit! Fuck! What's he gonna do?
Give us the key.
Fuck. I'm just trying to think what he would do at this point.
Die.
Give us the key and tell us where the soul of the child is.
He is gonna try to use another charge in his robe of scintillating colors and stun everybody who's within 30 feet.
Wow, I really hope that doesn't hit me.
That doesn't hit you. It hits
Oh
Aubrey and
shit!
Roscoe.
Nice. Well,
But it does hit Roscoe.
Come on, dog. Well, he can add that. He can add his inspiration to a save.
That is true. So the DC's 15 on the Wisdom save. So Roscoe, where are you?
It's one of his better ones, isn't it?
Yeah. Not that one though. So it's a D8.
Yeah.
It just makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Aubrey just fails. So Aubrey is
No.
stunned.
She's doing her best, and God, is she doing great.
That
proud
brings
of
us to Olive. Olive is going to run forward and just fire 2 shots at him with disadvantage because he is currently a giant glowing ball of light.
How long does that last?
A turn of the round.
Medici's Technicolor Dreamcoat.
So that first one was a 21 to hit. That hits because he's got lower DC right now. Both hit because of that lower
Nice.
DC. Oh, 21 points of damage
Boo!
Oh, I do.
as 2 bullets rip through him. What's up?
I do need to be honest though, he was able to roll a wisdom save. At the end of
That
it.
is true. It's It's an 18 plus 6, so he shakes it off. That brings us to Goth, though.
How's he looking?
Pretty rough.
I wish Mel was here.
I know.
It's very important for him to be here right now.
Yeah.
I have to ask. I want any like our piece on interaction. And it's.
It's been like 40 minutes. Is his mom still here?
Yeah, seriously. It's been longer than that, because he left a lot earlier than that.
Yeah.
This is like the fight that he's been waiting for.
I know. And there's five.
Fucking stupid bullshit parents blowing a dumpster thrown into the ocean.
I'm so ready for him to get out of there.
I'm surprised he hasn't been able to yet. Why is he still waiting on his work? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Why haven't they moved him yet?
Okay, well, for this, I mean, essentially, Goff wants to know if he should be going for the kill or going for a knockout. I guess is the question. Like, should we try to keep him alive or not?
I can't answer that question.
He has information we need.
We have questions.
But the problem is, like, even if we keep him alive, how can we make sure he won't fuck us up when he wakes up?
Hagen.
I guess we could take all of his stuff and then like tie him up.
Strip him.
I mean, if you just take the magical stuff. He can still wear clothes.
Yeah.
I just
Not this robe.
We'll,
This robe is...
we'll just strip him down to his boxers like a Scooby-Doo villain.
Oh my god.
It was old man Smith.
So is the general consensus we don't want him to die right
Yeah,
away?
Not right now.
No.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna use guiding bolt on him, but if I don't know if his HP goes to 0, it's non-lethal.
Can't do that with melee with spell attacks. Only melee attacks.
Okay. What about ranged weapon attacks?
Nope. Only melee attacks can be non-lethal.
Do I get the idea that if I use guiding bolt, he'll die?
No, he won't die.
Okay, well, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna move as much as I can, and I'm gonna throw a guiding bolt at him.
Okay.
15 plus
Yeah, that hits.
7. Okay.
That hits.
Oh, Mel's here.
Oh, Mel is back. Mel, are you here?
Hello, yes.
Oh man, you missed so much.
I
but-
know. I'm sorry. I hate.
It's okay. I
He-
have the recording.
Yeah, but basically, I don't know when did you leave? What was happening?
He literally left like right after his first turn. So it's been
Well,
like 5 or 6 rounds.
We knocked Synak out of Olive, and then we had to fight him, and he got all stupid and rowdy, and then Haraith fucking
Dunked on him.
dunked on him after he was fighting Goff and Roscoe for a while. Medici did some fucking bullshit. He tried to use Finger of Death on Goff, but Sissel got a nat 20 counter spell on that, which is fucking dope. And then he's trying to escape right now because we are outnumbering him, and Sissel also landed a fucking sick slow spell on him, which prevented him from doing some bullshit. And we're just trying to stop him. He also took the key. We're trying to just fucking stop him at this point. To summarize quickly.
Okay.
So do your guiding bolt damage.
Yeah. Oh, the damage. It is 46. 17 radiant damage. And the next attack against him has advantage.
The next attack has advantage. That brings us to Roscoe.
Get him, boy.
Yeah, he's gonna do 3 attacks. Hits, and hits. "27 points of bludgeoning damage as he just batters Medici's body. That brings us to Ellen.
Okay, so I have my 60 feet of movement, right?
Yup.
That actually gets me here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna
Swoops on in.
just watch me swoosh right in.
Yeah.
And I want this to be non-lethal,
Oh,
which is why
okay.
which is why I'm swooshing in so much.
Okay. That hits. Woo! Yeah. Those both hit.
Sneak attack only on the first one.
Yeah. So that's gonna be 30. Yeah. You bring your rapier and dagger up and flip them around. How do you want to do this, by the way?
Yeah! Yes! I was so hoping you would come in and get that final hit.
Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna like zoom in and like barrel roll above Roscoe, and like as I come in, I like flip them over and like with the hilt of both my rapier and dagger, like in the middle of my barrel roll, use the momentum to just double whap him on the head.
All right. You do a corkscrew, flying above Roscoe as he is chomping down on Medici's arm, and Roscoe is holding him now, and you swoop in and in slow motion just flip the daggers around in your hands and just run in, and he makes eye contact with you for a moment, and he grimaces, and you just bring your dagger hilts down and cock him on the side of the head, and you see his eyes close and he crumples to the ground.
Oh.
So he is currently at your feet unconscious.
Move his items.
Yeah.
All right, so you're looting him.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so here's
Just
what
take
you
anything
find.
off of him that looks magical.
So he's got 3 magical items on him. He's got his cloak, he's got his staff, and he's got his robe. He's wearing a tunic underneath it, so he's not gonna be naked. But
Good.
who wants what? I'll tell you what they are.
Okay, let's just see what they are.
We're good.
Okay.
All
right.
I mean, we're doing this for good reason, but like out of context, it just sounds like a bunch of like it just sounds so silly. It sounds so video gamey. Like immediately take his stuff. Just
All
take
right.
it.
So the cloak is a cloak of displacement.
Nice.
While you wear this cloak, it requires attunement. While you wear this cloak, it projects an illusion that makes you appear to be standing in a place near your actual location, causing any creature to have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. If you take damage, the property ceases to function until the start of your next turn.
Sissel, I think this would benefit you the most.
Yeah.
Does it just happen all the time?
It happens all the time until you take damage. So if like they actually get high enough to meet your AC anyway, then it ceases to function for a round, and then as soon as your turn starts again.
As long as
So
It's-
if I just
as long
wear
as
this
Tackle
outfit-
doesn't mind the fact that you're like wearing the skin of one of his brethren.
Yeah. So if I just wear this, I'm just gonna be perpetually displacing.
You can suppress it.
Okay.
You don't have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's a very social item.
The robe, and before I go into the description of it, I want to note that robes can be worn over armor, so it's not like you're going to you can wear this and not sacrifice your AC or anything.
Okay.
This is the robe of scintillating colors. It's a wondrous item, requires attunement. This robe has 3 charges. It regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. When you wear it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge to cause the garment to display a shifting pattern of dazzling hues until the end of your next turn. During this time, the robe sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light in it for an additional 30 feet. Creatures that can see you have a disadvantage on attack rolls against you. In addition, Any creature in the bright light that can see you when the robe's power is activated must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or become stunned until the effect ends.
And then he go blind because he kept using the robe too much and he blinded himself.
No.
That was a really dumb
The
question.
last thing is the last thing is a lot, so I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it's a staff of power.
Oh, that sounds strong.
Powerful.
Essentially, it's a staff that grants you a +2 bonus to your melee and spell attacks, as well as a +2 to your armor class and saving throws, and it has 20 charges which you can use to cast various spells.
A ridiculous weapon.
I will post it in Sigil.
Is that I'm guessing that requires attunement.
It requires attunement by a sorcerer, warlock, or wizard.
Damn.
Well, we only have one of
Looks
them.
at Sissel.
It's a lot, but you can read it. It's in Sigil.
Oh, jeez.
It's a very, very powerful weapon.
Oh, jeez.
So Sissel's taking the cloak, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Yes.
And the robe, we're not sure, but the staff probably going to Sissel because she's the only one that can use it. Okay.
Yeah.
I just keep track of who has
I can
what
keep
powerful
everything.
items.
Oh my god, that's so
Yeah, it does a
spicy.
lot of shit.
It's
I
so
was
spicy.
Is this
I
like
wanna- I was
So-
not expecting you to knock him out, but it's fine.
is this like a very rare item? Because this is
It's a
ridiculous.
very rare. It says very rare on it. Yes. It's,
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's one of those things where, like, if his turn had come up again, he was going to shatter it in order to try to explode and kill all of you.
Oh
But-
god.
God. Wow, I'm really glad we avoided that.
But yeah, so now you just have a super powerful weapon.
Whoops.
I'll worry about the balance of that later.
Holy
Uh,
shit.
What
I'm
is
not
the
really
what is
interested in the robe.
the robe? The robe just gives out like how often can you activate the robe?
It's got 3 charges, so you can use an action to spend one of the charges to activate it. It regains 1d3 charges at dawn. And you can wear it over
okay.
your armor. You can just kind of like.
And it's
over
and
yourself.
the thing it does is it just releases a bunch of colors and it can stun people and make
It
them
releases a bright light, which causes you to which causes anyone within 30 feet of you to have to make a wisdom saving throw or be stunned,
Right.
and it causes it so that anyone who tries to attack you until the end of your next turn has disadvantage.
Okay. I just want to know if the bare minimum information, so because I'm keeping track of all the magic items we get in our inventories.
As this is all going on, and you're like securing him and taking his stuff, you see Olive run over to Aubrey, and Aubrey just immediately like collapses in her arm and just starts sobbing.
I sort of, I guess, flap over to them and say, "Are you two all right?"
Olive nods quietly.
How did he get you?
Hold on a minute. Shit. Give me one moment. I'm looking something up.
Okie doke.
Oh, by the way, like I didn't say it. I got distracted by what I was doing in the battle, but Goff, after you did that counterspell, Red, Goff totally like he like did like a nervous thumbs up. Like he was he showed gratitude at that moment.
Olive looks at you and she says, "Lodric, the caravan owner, he said we had one more stop to make, and he brought us here, and that thing was waiting for us. They exchanged us and a bag of money."
Oh, Synak? Is that who she's talking about?
Yeah.
Of course.
I should have poisoned him.
Should have poisoned him? Is that what you said?
Or rather, I really wish that the corpse cucumber had did something.
You don't know if it did or not. It might have.
Maybe.
Hey, what? What are you talking
Oh
about?
no.
Lodric, the guy who.
the
The
one.
the
Oh, I
jerk
thought you were saying
businessman.
I thought you were saying you fed Synac a corpse.
The
Like, what
annoying
did that
dwarf
have?
guy who had the
Yeah.
full 3-piece suit in the jungle.
Yeah, that
Oh my
asshole.
God.
I fed him some grapes.
Yeah, fuck
I fed him
him.
some grapes from the corpse thing and made a cheese tart because I wanted to see what would hell no.
It was funny. It's okay.
I had to make a Constitution saving throw the next morning. It gave me a headache. He seemed fine.
I'm gonna bind. Goff's gonna get some, like, I don't know, rope or something and bind Medici's hands behind his back and bind his feet. and
Does he have
put-
his spell book?
No.
Okay.
You notice that the spellbook dropped from his hands, and as it did so, it vanished in a kind of a shadowy fire. It just sort of evaporated.
I'm also going to put something around his mouth so he can't, like a gag rag or whatever you would call it.
Did we tie him up yet?
Yeah, I'm just covering my bases to
Yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
that if he wakes up, he
can't like spell his way out
might,
of it.
He might be able to spell something. I don't know, but I'm just doing the best I can.
He can spell cat, and that's it.
So I just want to make sure I said that I did that.
Okay. He also has the siphon key that is kind of clattered to the ground next to him.
Oh yeah, that was important.
I'm
Um,
gonna go ahead.
yeah. No, yeah. I'm gonna let. I was gonna say I'm gonna let the magic people take care of the magic item.
I'm gonna.
His staff is disgusting.
I mean, he was holding
Yeah.
it like. He was holding it like.
I'll worry about that later.
He was just holding the key like bare skin, right? Like he wasn't.
Yes, he was just holding it with his bare skin.
Does it feel like when I get near it, does it give off anything like Arcana check or?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
15.
As you do get close to it, it does feel like the air gets colder. You hear kind of a faint whispering sound of like whispers in your head, but they don't seem like intrusive or anything. They just seem creepy.
They don't sound like they're actually saying anything.
No, it's just like, like that kind of thing.
I'm gonna. And we know that the key is the thing that like made everything all fleshy and weird, right?
Yep.
Do I want to put this in the bag of holding? I don't want it to ruin our stuff.
Well,
What?
I don't think our stuff is
It's not all in the same
in.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a weird.
I guess that's true. I guess it's all like it's a mental on demand thing. Like it doesn't. It's not
No,
all
it's in a demiplane. They're all in the same place.
So if I put the key in there, it's next to all our items.
Yeah.
I don't want our items to get ruined.
I don't want to ruin our gold.
I mean, yeah, we have
Did
a
we
lot of
not-
stuff in there.
Am I misremembering? Do we only have one bag of holding?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was right- Okay.
Well, I'm gonna get some cloth and I'm gonna wrap this thing up into a little satchel, I guess.
Okay.
Does it turn the cloth into meat?
No.
It probably is a slow acting thing, but I don't want to. I'm not gonna put it in the bag right away unless it starts like fucking with people. That I'm gonna maybe put it in there so it can't immediately jump into our heads or anything. So I guess we just have that now. What?
This
You're very
weird
quiet.
Tetris block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
So what you're saying is, right now the key is hold.
Is held. Is hold.
hold.
Yeah.
It's hold. The key is holding.
How does Olive look?
She looks a little shaken.
Can I do a Arcana or Medicine check on her?
You can. Well, you tell me what you want to do. What are you trying to find
I
out?
want to just make sure the demon possession didn't fuck her up. Or do I know that demon possessions don't necessarily like do anything as long once they're gone?
It's a harrowing experience because your body is essentially being possessed and you're fully conscious through all of it. So you know what you're doing, but you can't control it. It's like seeing through a window, basically.
But like
it doesn't like leave a lingering effect or anything. No, they're basically like
Okay.
using you as a puppet and manipulating you.
Okay, I'm just. Well, I guess Goff is just gonna at some point he's just gonna rest his hand on her shoulder and just the symbol on the back of his hand is gonna glow faintly and he's just gonna nod slowly at her, just kind of like I don't know. He's just trying to like.
Comforting, like.
I mean, he's just like, yeah, he's just trying to soothing, I guess.
She, she appreciates the gesture. She nods to you. But the two of them seem really kind of exhausted and messed up from the whole ordeal. She looks very quiet, and Aubrey just is crying.
Well, how about we not stay here very long? This place isn't very isn't the best for being in right now, I don't think.
No, let's get the things that we came here for and leave. I guess we're taking this guy.
I suppose we are. I'm sure Anna would want to see him, her old adventuring buddy.
God,
Yeah.
trying to get him all the way back to Arcadia. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Well, we can try.
Yeah.
No, there's what's it called? They have outposts, right? Observatories.
Well, in Sky
I don't think we want to leave Medici in the hands of a bunch of people if we're not guarding him.
I mean,
That-
we could.
yeah.
I,
We could go with them.
I mean, I hate to say it, but we can always go back to Evandel? What's the name of the tree? Always go back to Evandel and try to get some more of those awful birds. We can get back very fast.
Goff seems worried at the suggestion.
But we'd
This
have to, do the usual spellcaster thing. Have to make sure that he's bound and gagged.
I've already done that.
Yeah, he's
okay,
tied up.
I stepped away for a
Oh,
second.
Goff did. He bound his hands and feet and put a rag around his mouth. No, it's something he usually does, but he doesn't. He's not taking any chances with this guy.
No, not with this dude.
Yeah, like after everything that we've done, we've seen him do.
Well,
He tried to use Finger of Death on me.
This is only one. He only gets one of those
His
a day.
only death finger.
For now.
So we shouldn't be fighting some Vecna level shit at this level.
God, that fucking natural 20.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where it turned, I think.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh man, it was so.
What does
scary.
Finger of Death do again? Does it just automatically?
If it does a lot of necrotic damage, and if your HP drops to 0, from that damage, you die instantly, and then the next round get raised as a zombie.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Delilah did that.
Oh wow, that'd be pretty rough.
I would not have liked fighting zombie Goth.
That would have been a very traumatic experience.
Zombie Goff, leave this place.
I can't believe this place. Oh god.
I have to reroll. I have to reroll a new character.
Okay, so you're currently standing in this featureless void on this platform. You have Medici at your feet,
Let's get out of the beach.
bound and gagged.
How did we get?
Yeah,
Okay, just for me, the player, how did we get here?
it's a door.
It was the door at the north end of the room. He dimension door out here, and you guys ran after.
and Olive, and I guess I don't know if she knew about this place or had the intuition.
That's where
that
she and Aubrey came from at the start of the
okay.
combat.
So yeah, she was the one who suggested we go through the door, and then we came through, and he was trying to teleport away, which is what the blue ring thing is.
Oh, A
So
teleportation
we just need to go
spell.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you go down and
Are these like were those carvings? The blue
They
ring?
were runes that he was
Yeah, they were
doing for
runes.
teleportation, but I don't think we can use it because we.
No, I mean like, were they easily messable, upable?
no.
Okay.
So you find yourself back in his laboratory. The statues actually, I can probably change them and back to their regular color because they power down. Oh, I guess I can't. Oh, well.
Well, as much as I sort of hate to say it, I think he has more information than. Wait, he has enough information that it interests us to not, go ahead and kill him, but. I feel as though, seeing as though he has history with Anna, it would be interesting to bring both him and the key back to her and see what shakes out.
He's unconscious, right?
Yes, he's currently unconscious.
Is there any way? Is there any way he could potentially just wake up on his own without help?
I mean, yeah, eventually, like after an hour or two, he might wake up. I mean, he was just knocked unconscious. He'll eventually come to after an hour.
Okay.
You could smack him and knock him out again.
Yeah, I think I'm basically gonna be playing the role of that person who just sits by this dude and waits, and then just
Every
if he
once in a
starts
while,
stirring-
you just kind of, and you just whack.
Ellen would be there too. Like, Ellen would probably slightly enjoy it.
Yeah, just give me
So you find yourself back in the laboratory, and Alici's body is currently resting on the altar.
I want to inspect the thingies, these thingies that are.
These runes.
The,
Oh.
The things with the tanks.
Okay. Give me a. You have alchemy tools, right?
I don't. I have an herbalism kit. I have proficiency
Oh,
in
right.
herbalism.
Give me a straight intelligence check then.
Okay.
You do not know what this liquid is.
I do not fucking know what this liquid is.
It's old magic. No.
What is all the stuff on like his tables?
There's various alchemical equipment. There is, various journals that he appears to have jotted down some notes in, and as you look at them, their pages are blank.
Bollocks.
Wait, like they're
Investigation check.
okay.
Can I
Can
assist
Ellen
him?
help?
Whoever wants to look over.
I
give
feel like
me-
Ellen should be doing it.
All right.
She has a better.
Okay.
I mean, I can help, give an advantage, but I think you should do the actual roll.
Okay.
As you pore over all of the various accoutrements that are on these desks, you do find something of interest, which appears to be a leather sack. As you pick it up, you hear the characteristic jangle of coin.
Ooh.
Next to it is a small letter in a very proper kind of letterhead, signed very neatly, and it says, for services rendered, Ojera Hand Acquisitions.
Wait, could you repeat the name of the thing you just said? For services rendered what?
Ojera Hand Acquisitions.
Ojera Hand Acquisitions.
Augera. It's the name of the caravan that you guys guarded. You look in the bag, and there are 850 platinum pieces.
Whoa!
Which
That
translates essentially 8,500 gold.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Party
Party funds.
8,500 gold.
But it's in platinum, but yeah.
Oh golly.
And as you gaze over this whole array, you find a number of notebooks. But when you look in them, the pages are strangely blank. There's nothing written on them. They look like they're worn as if they have been written and used constantly, but there's nothing in them.
Hey, hooray.
Hey, what's up?
You can see invisible things, right?
I can.
Can you see if there's anything to see in this?
Sure. I will cast the invisibility to give me my special eyes.
Alright. As your eyes glow with arcane energies and you gaze at the pages, lettering begins to come into focus.
Oh, it worked? I wasn't expecting it to work.
As you're starting to pore over it, you get the impression that these were Medici's experimentation notes. They range from all kinds of different things, from various hypotheses about necromancy to his experiments with the void matter and the undead, his experiments with the pale heartbeat, and attempts to understand the siphon key.
These seem to be his logbooks. He has a lot of notes here about all manner of things, including the siphon key, but also the beast residue and that kind of stuff. We should probably hold on to it.
Definitely.
Is there anything about my son's soul that you
Do
can see?
I see anything
You do.
about that?
You do see some stuff in there. It just says it was sold to interested parties.
It said that he sold it to an interested party.
Why would a throw
could
man
be
like that
anyone.
write a detailed thing about who he sold it to? Because of course he does.
You get the impression from way he responded to your question the first time, as well as the fact that he hasn't mentioned who he sold it to in this book either, which obviously, like, these are his personal notes. He probably never expected anyone to read them. So, like, obviously, why would he not list it in here? If
Right.
you get the sense that maybe he, whoever he gave it to, probably is someone he does not want to cross.
Even this dude's afraid of, huh?
Ugh.
All right.
We can find ways of making him talk.
Well, now I suppose I'm the interested party.
Puts on sunglasses.
In Medici's dark, dark tower. No, I would put on my, my Walden goggles.
Yeah. Is there anything else of interest in his stuff? Any other items? What about, like...
He's got a lot of bookcases. They're filled with a variety of notes. It would take a long, long time to sort through all these if you want to...
Nothing of them seems like...
They look like they're just bookshelves full of his logbooks. This is a man who has been experimenting and has been around for millennia. And this is probably the whole catalog of, like, everything he's ever worked on or experimented in or discovered.
Was there anything that Horaith read in his books about how the tower is like always moving places?
No.
Okay.
The notes seem to be of a recent
Okay.
variety. They're like his most recent experiments.
All right. Well.
Well, these notes would definitely help with the key. Whatever he found will be useful. Even if he didn't find much.
I guess we'll take the recent books and put them in the bag.
Okay.
How many
The
books
ones that are
like-
just the one that's on the ones that are on the table.
Yeah, the ones that Horaith was reading.
All right. There's 3 books. One of them dealing with the Beast of Blackvine Well. One of them dealing with necromantic experiments with the Pale Heartbeat, and one of them dealing with his work on the vessel.
Are we gonna have to fight that golem on the way out, guys?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, we've got more people with us than.
We do.
what did was there? I mean, I know that I wasn't able to read it, but like, what did the book what did the logbook about the Beast of Black Van Well? Did it say anything that we didn't know about it? Like, what does it say in there?
It.
I mean, not. I mean, it doesn't.
Well,
I guess.
Henraith is the only one who can read it, but
I mean, can it?
Henraith, from what you briefly scanned, it just seems to be a record of various efforts to preserve the void matter substance, testing its effect on living and non-living creatures, as well as inanimate objects. It records the origin of where he found it, which was this large creature, which from the description is the Beast of Blackfine Well, which he encountered in the Western Swamp and subsequently enthralled. Used basically dominate monster on it.
He controlled it.
Yeah, he took control of it.
Okay. Good to know. Sorry, I know it's weird to ask the question when I wasn't the one that read it, but it's important to know.
Face emoji.
I want to make sure these questions are asked, even if I'm not the one reading it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll have the books for later, but
Yeah.
I guess we just have to figure out how to get Alessia off that thing and then get out of here.
All right.
All right. I don't think tripping the alarm. Do you guys think tripping the alarm runes will matter at this point?
You actually
What-
notice that the
Oh,
alarm runes seem to have faded a little bit.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go and like pick up Elise's body.
Okay. You walk over to the altar. Nothing seems to react as you step up to it, and you just gently pick up Elise's body in your hands. Still warm to the touch. He's breathing very, very faintly.
Does anyone know if there's like a time limit on finding his soul?
I didn't read anything about that, did I?
No.
can I roll a check to maybe see if I know anything about this sort of thing, like soul separation, like if it's got too long or something?
You can roll an Arcana check if you want to.
7.
No, you don't know anything about this. It's such a obscure form of magic. That,
Also, probably illegal
Super illegal.
Super illegal.
in like 2 states, except for Texas.
yeah,
Fuck Texas.
it's okay in Texas.
Soul separation is legal in Texas.
Okay. So you now have Elise's body. You have the siphon key. You have Medici captive. What are you doing?
Well, we should probably try to get out of this tower.
Actually, Olive, do you know how to teleport?
No, Albert is the one who. No,
Aubrey, sorry. Sorry.
No. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I missed that day at school.
Oh no, don't worry. Don't
Just a
worry
single
about
day.
it.
Oh.
And
Don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine.
should I
We all
roll, or do I know that you would have to be able to use the spell to be able to activate a teleportation circle?
Yeah, you would need to know teleportation circle to
Yeah.
activate it,
Okay.
and that's a 5th level spell.
Blah.
Almost there.
Which, if you guys want to take a short rest, you can get to level 9.
Thinking face emoji.
Thinking face
But
Maybe
emoji.
keep
we
in
should-
mind,
we should-
yeah.
Definitely rest, but
But also, Medici.
just keep bopping him on the head.
We can. Oh, but also, we don't know any place to teleport to, do we?
You
We-
established the teleportation circle in your stronghold,
We did!
but again, it would require
Wait.
someone who can learn teleportation circle to learn that as their 5th level spell. So that's up to you.
Fuck.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh.
Hello?
You felt cut out for a second. That was maybe just me. I don't know. I didn't. You stopped talk. Okay, I'm good. I think. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I hear
Oh,
you.
okay. Okay.
Hello.
Well, I'll do whatever we decide to do. I'm basically just guarding this old man, and the moment he starts moving, I bonk him on the head. That's basically what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I just-
you've stripped him naked, so he has no AC right now anyway.
Thought
Basically,
you
just
said he
smack him
wasn't
again.
naked.
Well, he's got his
in terms
small
of
clothes on.
defense, he's naked in terms of defense.
Yeah, he doesn't
Okay,
have-
just making sure.
It's very important
It
that,
is.
that Medici is not naked. We do not want this old man's crustadangus.
Wow.
His little fly maggots.
No!
Oh my
Oh,
god,
whoa.
please.
I'm
Whoa.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Far.
What the fuck?
Too far.
Anyway,
What the
I can put a
fuck?
teleportation circle at level 9 if you guys want to make a short rest.
It's up.
Alright.
Now that
Are
you
you
have
just
that
straight up
lovely
leaving-
image.
So
I'm
you're
fine with either
Or
rest, or we just get out of here now. I'll do whatever party
actually,
decides.
we
well,
do
are,
have.
are you planning to
business-
teleport to Arcadia?
That's also the only place we know to teleport to, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
you don't know any other circles.
But if we do leave, we're going to have we have a lot of. Do we have unfinished business here? I think we have.
Yes, we do.
We're gonna go to Evendell, right?
We can.
don't-
Do we want to come back?
That going to Evendell was more of a thing that Goff wanted to do for himself. Like he had some personal things he wanted to attend to there. I don't think we had any important.
Well, it was. We were going to see the Archdruid to see if he could fix Blackburn.
Oh, we wanted to go to
correct.
Evendell
Yeah.
also to help to see if they can help with the water situation at
Yeah.
Blackpine.
We could also like, I don't know, use a spell to speak with them long distance or send a letter even.
We could phone it.
We don't. We could phone it.
Well, the thing is that mending is a spell, and I don't have a ton of spell points left.
I mean,
Or did I say
What?
mending? I meant sending. Did I say
Sending.
sending? Sending.
yeah,
Sorry.
but we don't have to do it now. Is the thing.
We can do it in the morning, I think.
What
Do
time
you
is it
think-
right now?
It's noon time.
Okay. Well, yeah. I don't. I can use sending to communicate with Alonzo or Anna or whoever. Like, I can communicate with people, but I can't just blow through them because I would. I mean, I guess I technically
Yeah.
could, but I only have like 16 points left, and it costs. I think sending is I think it's a 3rd level spell.
So it costs 5.
Yeah, it costs 5, so I can only do it 3 times, and that's a lot to do in case we need it for something else.
Alright.
I mean, we could. We could. This is too metagamey. It's gonna be really bizarre, like if we take a rest and then Sissel's just like, "Oh, I know how to use that teleportation circle now."
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Oh
probably
yeah,
need a
that's
long
true.
rest.
I was not thinking of.
I'm gonna say you need a long rest for
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not, because it's a different situation
Yeah, it'd be a
than
little
the
weird.
last time you guys were.
Yeah. Oh hey, I can.
I just learned how to teleport.
Hey guys, I slept in this teleportation circle, and now it filled me with its
Yeah.
teleportation knowledges.
Regrettably, that
Well-
means we have to trek with Medici and another in the body of a soulless boy all the way to Arcadia.
Your average family-friendly road trip comedy.
I mean, I don't know. I still think it's probably best to just try to use. Well, I know we can't use the circle,
You can't. You can't.
or we could at least try to get to Evendell first and try to find some other way to.
yeah,
Expedite our path.
yeah.
I'm sure the druids would have some way of.
I mean, we already had one
Keeping
transport
him in
us in a
check.
tree.
Mhm.
How far can that can go pretty much
That
anywhere,
can
right?
go anywhere as long as they know of a tree to send it to.
Should have. We
And,
should
they
have
can, and if they
introduced.
don't know of a tree, they can scry for it, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's something from Critical Role.
you literally have someone do that?
She did that.
Like it-
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you have the druid in the Wild Hollow use that to find a tree to send us to?
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why I asked. Like,
Alright.
because you just.
Well, yeah, you can scry on an object. That's true.
Can you
But well,
scry on any-
but you can scry on an object if you know of it. That's the thing. Like
Oh.
she was they were scrying on. Who was it who did it? Oh yeah, they were scrying. They knew specific trees. They were trying to scry on those trees to see if they were still around, and couldn't find them.
Okay.
Well, Arcadia is a pretty big city, so I imagine somebody would know of a tree near there.
Or just like the general woods. There's probably someone in even though
Yeah,
they
you
can-
could probably find someone who could get you to the Pilgrim's Path.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's our current objective, and then we can talk to someone about sending someone to the well to solve that problem.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess that's our current. That sounds like a good plan. That sounds like a decently well thought out plan.
A plan that Vox Machina would not take the time to figure out.
I mean, they have their good days, they have their bad days.
They do.
Alright, so
Okay,
more
so
immediately, let's get out of this tower.
Alright,
Yeah.
so you're heading down the tower.
Yeah.
you came.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
The room that's below us, the one that preceded this one, was the one that full of all that stuff, right?
Yeah, it
All
was
that
full of
Yeah.
void
stuff.
matter jars. Yeah.
Let's
Vials.
smash it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my plan.
So
I
you
don't-
Yeah.
trek down the narrow staircase, and get yourself into the room right below this, which is filled with all of these various vats of void matter substance. What are you doing?
When I first investigated this stuff, it gave me like a pretty fucked up vibe, right? Like it's not good stuff.
It's not good stuff. No.
I mean, it also fucked people up. And it
Yeah.
fucked up Moira, and it fucked up those goblins. The goblins were already pretty shitty. And then
And it also messed up the
the town, yeah.
The Hydra.
Hydra. That's what I was
yeah,
thinking of.
and the Hydra was apparently. I mean, it probably still would have attacked us if it was as part of a challenge or something. But it was pretty chill. So I mean, yeah, I don't have any reason to want this to continue existing. So I'm going to, with the clearance of my party, I'm gonna get ready to break all this stuff and let this
Okay.
stuff die.
I'm going to gently set down Elise's body and join in.
Yeah,
All right.
same. I'm gonna take off my cloak and wrap it around my hands, just broken glass, and very gleefully just smash one of the.
You're gonna
doors.
punch them.
Okay.
Punch it.
As you all begin just taking your weapons and smashing these glass vials, and the sound of shattering glass fills the air, and as every single one of these tubes and containers just bursts, you see the void matter substance. As soon as the air comes into contact with it, it just goes poof, and dissipates.
It disappears immediately. Not even like the
Just
slow death. Not even like the slow death.
Not even-
death.
No, it just goes poof because it's gone. It's completely gone. When you smash the ones that actually have creatures in them, there's I don't know if you've done that yet, but you see one that's a larger container that's holding a goblin covered in void matter, one that's holding a zombie covered in void matter, and then another one that's holding a small owl covered in void matter.
Do they look alive?
Yes.
Have we ever really been able to get a creature outside of the void matter without killing it?
Moira, we knocked her unconscious. I think, or barely conscious.
Yeah.
But that was also the main beast, so I don't know if that's different. I'm gonna start out with the owl.
Okay.
I'm gonna shatter the glass. I'm not gonna try and hit the owl yet.
You shatter the glass, and as soon as the air comes into contact with the owl, you see the void matter just dissipate off of its body.
Okay.
Does the
And-
owl remain?
The owl remains. It looks fine. It looks up at you and kind of hoots.
It definitely looks fine.
Yeah, he looks fine.
It doesn't look like it's got anything weird behind its eyes. Okay. I guess I'll. Does the owl How does the owl
Kind of hops
react to me?
closer toward you.
Do I need to roll?
Beard friend.
How big is the owl?
It's about the same size as the one that Lonzo was disguised as. It's not
I'm
the
gonna
same one.
I'm gonna try to just make it comfortable with me so that it'll
Roll
come
an
with
animal
us.
handling.
Careful.
My very rarely used wheelhouse. I have a +7 in that. I barely ever get to use it. 16 +7.
Oh fuck. Okay. As you hold your hand out to it, he very daintily, this little owl hops into your hand, and then just kind of hops around a little bit, hooting.
Yes!
I'm gonna just, have him in a safe place with
Okay.
it around me and away from Medici. I think I'm probably carrying on my shoulder, or maybe not right this very moment, but will be.
Okay.
So that's all. I'm saving him. I'm protecting.
So
I'm
he
gonna...
hops up onto your opposite shoulder and just kind of chills there.
Okay, and then the zombie.
All right.
I'm just gonna do it like a.
I'm just gonna. Oh, okay. I was just gonna like prepare to smash.
It's definitely
the
a zombie, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a zombie. It's clawing at the glass.
Oh, I'm just gonna swing through and hit the zombie as I break the glass.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna do a full cleave through.
All right,
it.
give me an attack roll.
Okay. 11 plus 8.
Oh yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Not super high. Plus.
Smash that zombie button.
Don't forget your elemental damage.
Yeah, the first hit, the bludgeoning damage is 9.
Okay.
And then I'll follow up with, and I'll charge it with fire. It'll be 4 fire damage.
Okay, so that's a total of 13.
Yeah.
All right. You swing through the glass, your warhammer lighting on fire as it swings through the air, and the glass shatters. The void matter immediately dissipates off the zombie, and it begins to lurch towards you, its mouth hungrily open, and right before your warhammer just makes contact with the side of its head, immediately just caving it in, sending the creature crumbling to the ground.
With a little bit of a sizzle because it was fire.
Yeah, there's little smoke trails off of it.
And then the goblin. I mean, goblins aren't really. I don't know.
This Gerblin, what are you gonna do with him? He's sort of standing there behind the glass, watching you curiously with his big void eyes.
I mean, we shouldn't leave it here.
I don't want any of that substance.
I'm gonna break the glass. I'm not gonna hit the goblin with the swing,
Right.
but I'm gonna break the glass first and see what the goblin does, and then react to that.
You shatter the glass, and the void matter substance immediately dissipates off the goblin, and standing before you is this brownish, ugly-looking goblin with big, crooked, yellow teeth, wearing a kind of a bone necklace that looks like bones of animals. And he shakes his head for a moment, and he goes, "Oi, where's Glug?"
Oh,
Oh, he's still back there.
he's around.
In the mine. He'd probably be happy to see you.
I hope not. I don't want to go back to those mines.
Oh, okay, sure. What do you want to do?
Where am I?
You're in the evil wizard's tower, you know. the
Yeah, I don't want to
usual.
be here.
Neither do we.
I don't
Alright, I'm
think
gonna
anyone
leave you
really
guys
does.
for a bit.
Okay.
Insight check on to him.
Oh,
Yeah, do an insight check.
I'll
I roll-
join in on
I roll
this.
that 20.
All right.
Plus 7.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is just a stupid goblin who realizes he's surrounded by a bunch of humanoids who look very powerful, and he's not gonna fuck with you guys.
Goff's gonna look at Roscoe, and he's gonna like nod towards the goblin, like you keep an eye on him.
Roscoe nods to you.
'Cause I don't know if
Okay.
I don't know if he's gonna be walking in front or behind.
So at this point, you're just standing in a room surrounded by shattered glass tubing and containers,
And
there's
there's-
no void matter to be found.
There's
It's just-
absolutely none.
there's none. It's all
Full
gone.
disclosure, it's all gone.
Full disclosure. You thoroughly went through this.
There's
room.
not a little secret bit. That's
No,
snuck
there's
out.
nothing.
Okay.
Gone. It's all gone.
Okay.
The last of the void matter has been dissolved.
Goff heaves a
Gone
sigh
from his
of
plane.
nervous relief, kind of like hopefully this is the end of this garbage.
Do you
Okay.
proceed onward?
Yeah, I guess we're gonna proceed onward. Goff is gonna be. I think Goff's probably in the front.
All right. Yeah, I need marching order for this one.
Ellen second.
Okay.
Carrying Alisi.
And
Roscoe
I
will
also
take up-
keep. Sorry, go ahead.
Roscoe will take up after Ellen,
And I'm gonna
and the goblin's in front of him. So it'll be
I'm-
Goff, Ellen, Goblin, Roscoe.
I'll break
and I know it's probably a given without saying, but I am keeping a very like I'm keeping a very close eye on Medici, and if there's anything like if he moves in any way, I'm gonna clock him. Non-lethal, but I'm gonna keep sure that he does not.
It's only been like maybe 15 minutes.
Okay, I'm just saying this is a default status I am in right now.
Oh, I
know.
I
am high alert on him.
I mean, yeah, fair.
All right. Ellen or not Ellen, Hiraeth and Cecil, who is leading up the rear here.
I'll bring up the rear.
Okay, I'll go in front.
Okay. As you begin proceeding down the hallway toward the next floor, you hear a growling up ahead.
Oh no!
And as you get into range, you see this 12-foot tall flesh golem has wedged himself into this narrow hallway. He cannot move forward.
Oh my god.
He is just stuck there. His head is kind of like crooked to the side, like up against the ceiling.
Oh. Are you okay?
He's trying to like claw at you, but he can't reach you.
Okay, not really a problem I was expecting.
I'm gonna walk up to like close enough that I'm gonna walk up like close to him, like still probably like a solid, number of feet away from him, so his arm can't reach me. Like not even close to him.
Let's see what his reach is. Yeah, he only has a 5-foot reach. Okay.
So I'm just gonna probably stand like 7 or 8 feet away from it, and I'm just gonna like stop and just like kind of like a single like, and I'm gonna turn back and look at everybody and turn back and look at him, and I'm gonna hold up my fingers in like a pre-stabbing motion.
Okay.
I'm about to do it, like fucking Colonel Mustang.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna sacred flame that fucker.
All right, do it. He does have aversion to fire. I don't know if that means he takes double damage or not. Let me look. Nope, he doesn't.
It does radiant damage.
It's radiant damage anyway. Yeah.
Well,
what did you roll?
I'm gonna do that just once and see
He has a low AC.
Isn't Sacred Flame?
It's a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Is it? It's a cantrip.
I feel like he can't really.
Oh yeah.
He can't. He can't say.
He can't move. He's
restrained. I'll roll the damage.
Just roll the damage. He's restrained.
6.
He's not be able to. 6 total.
I only can.
It's 2d8.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah.
At 5th level. Once you reach 5th level.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Another 7, so 13.
All right. 13 points of damage. You click your fingers, and a white-hot divine flame just bursts on this creature, and it roars at you in pain, but it's still standing.
I'm gonna gently put down Alisi so he's sitting comfortably on the stairs and pull out my bow. Give him a quick.
My bow.
It's just my bow, and give him just like a quick once over.
Okay, you doing the insight?
Yes. Oh, do I double do that? Or did I double roll it?
I think you double rolled it.
No, that was from the goblin, sorry. No.
Oh, yeah. So 14, he's got -3 to charisma. So 8 - 3 is a 5, so yeah, you get him.
Okay.
You got him.
Yeah.
He's a big wheat
That hits.
wall.
That fucking hits. That for a total of 37 damage.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You fire an arrow, and it immediately pierces this thing's chest, and you see its arms just both go limp.
Oh, like it stops moving, like dead?
Mm-hmm. And its head lulls down.
Is it definitely dead?
Yeah, it looks like the only thing holding it upright is the fact that its shoulders are wedged in this hallway.
I'm gonna like move,
So do we
like kind of.
push it out?
I'm just gonna slowly move towards it, kind of like movies, like kind of horror movie style, like poke it a couple times on the head with his hammer.
Is it moving?
I'm gonna try and like push it back with the hammer, like with the top of the hammer.
It's wedged in there good. It's right near the door, so if you give it like a good shove, you could probably push it.
I'm gonna try hitting it
forward,
like bashing it forward, like in the torso.
Like baseball bat it?
You'd have to use a shove attack, honestly. An attack wouldn't.
How do I do a shove?
Just give me a strength check. It's
Okay, I'm gonna
uncontested because it's dead.
I rolled a 12. Oh wait, no, plus 3, 15.
15's just enough. Yeah, you just give it a big heave and shove it right out into the Tesla coil room that you guys were in before, which is now totally dark because all the Tesla coils are destroyed.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 1. After I push it in, I'm gonna get it one more time, make sure it's not like it's like fully dead.
Yeah, okay. Give me. I mean, at this point, there's no point to even doing an attack. You just bring your warhammer down straight on this thing's head and just
Well, yeah, I'll do
Gallagher
that.
it. Basically.
I meant that I was gonna like check it. To
Oh,
make
okay,
sure it
yeah,
was
yeah,
dead,
if you
but
wanna
like,
do
I
that,
mean,
yeah.
kill, super like smash. Goff, yeah. Is it? I want to do the check first.
Okay,
Is
do
it,
the check.
like, medicine.
Do
I
me a
guess?
medicine check. Yeah.
10 plus 7.
You notice that the arrow that Ellen had shot at it had pierced it directly in the chest where its heart would be, and
Oh, do they have
it's
hearts?
it's
Oh.
open rib cage. You can see kind of like an open rib cage where a
Oh.
beating heart would be, and the heart has the arrow sticking out of it, and it's
Oh, critical.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not. It's. I'm certain it's not.
Yeah, it's
come
not
back
moving.
up.
The heart's not
Okay.
beating.
Because I just want to make sure I clarify that, because Goff's not I don't think he's the kind of person that would like go for the gory kill, like gory finish. Like if it's already dead, he's not gonna smash the head open. Okay. Okay. Then I guess I'm gonna cast light and proceed through the room ahead of us, assuming everyone else is following.
You move across the room with no problem, avoiding where you knew those hold person glyphs were before. Then you traverse down the final corridor toward that maze room.
Oh, the one with all the like weird like.
The weird alarm
Room.
glyphs that were on the ground. Yeah,
There was also like the rooms on the sides, like the windows that were.
it's like a 9x9, or it's like 30 by 30 feet, and there's each wall and ceiling is like 3x3 panels of 10-foot square panels, and there's like creatures moving behind the panels.
Are the creatures still moving?
You get the sense that these are undead.
Oh. But we noticed the alarm glyphs around Elise were fading, but the ones in these rooms we know they haven't.
These ones are invisible. You cannot see these ones.
So we're not sure. We're like.
You are not sure.
Goff looks back at Sizzle.
Oh, okay.
Do you have like kind of wondering if you still have any more of that charges on that thing?
I have one more charge, I think.
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to be kind of gung-hoing in this.
Detect magic. The shit.
Okay. So you cast detect magic and you see the glyphs on the floor once more. Still illuminated, still active.
Alright, these glyphs are still active.
Is it possible for us to shift so that Sizzle can go in front of me, or are we like in a cramped situation where we can't do that?
Cecil can get in front of you.
I'm gonna prestidigitation just to mark them.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like as we come by them.
Yeah.
Kumbaya.
I mean, I can mark multiple things with prestidigitation, I believe.
Yeah, you can. So you go through the room very methodically, marking the path.
Okay.
And the rest of you follow, clearly avoiding all the runes. You get to the opposite side and you notice that the goblin is not with you. And you turn back, and the goblin's still at the opposite end of the room, looking around. He's like, "What are you doing that for?" And he just starts walking across the room.
I start walking away.
As soon as he steps on one of the glyphs, you hear sort of a ding, ding, ding. And
are we all safe at this point?
Yeah, you're on the opposite end of the room. You're fine. He is walking near the side of one of the wall panels. You immediately see this wall panel that he's nearest to swivel around. And you see a number of undead humanoids that are strapped to it. He looks over at them in surprise, and they immediately latch onto him and grab him, and he screams as the panel swivels back.
No!
Oh my god.
Well, not our problem. Let's go.
I mean, we did we did what we could do.
I mean, at least it wasn't one of us.
I'm just speed walking away at this point.
Yeah, Goff sees it happen. He kind of startles a bit when the door swings open. He's like, "So that's what would have happened." And then he just keeps going. It's terrifying.
You traverse down the final stairway and get back into that big antechamber with the empty blood fountain and the entrance that leads out back into the sinkhole.
Is it still fleshy?
The sinkhole, yeah.
Okay.
So when you get out there, you still see it's covered in just disgusting shit and blood. But it seems to the blood itself. I mean, it still seems to be in proximity to the key, so it's still very strong.
Okay.
Well,
I guess we gotta do our.
We gotta
Ellen's wings are already out, so
Yeah, you get them for an hour, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they're still good.
So I guess except for Alan, everyone else has to do the broom conveyor belt.
Yeah.
All of them
and
Aubrey are with us, right?
Yep, they're all with you.
hold
on.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna offer to. I can bring one person, a couple people up, as long as they're not at like the smaller ones.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, Olive is a halfling, so you can bring her up pretty easily.
Okay. I'll like rest. No, I can't. There's nowhere to rest. At least he is there. I just remembered like Flesh
No.
World.
No.
You could probably what could happen is you could probably like someone could go up.
Hold
like,
on.
Sissy could go up.
As you all get to the edge of the sinkhole and Aubrey sees where you are, she says, "Wait a minute," and she is going to cast. Hold on a minute. I gotta see if she is able to do this. If she has the spell slots for it.
Spell points.
Well, I need to see if she can cast of this level slot.
Hmm.
She can cast up to 4th level, so she can only do this on 2 people. Sissel has the broom. Ellen can fly. She casts on Goth and Heraith. She casts fly.
Yeah. What?
Whoa.
What? Okay, so I'm flying now.
You can fly now, and you can hold on to Roscoe or hold on to Medici and do whatever you want.
A wonderful thought.
Goth's gonna start floating like and just kind of like be like start like he's gonna be like it's kind of like pedaling his feet for a second.
Hey, Hiraeth, how do you feel?
I don't like it.
You have a flying speed of 60 feet for the next
How long?
10 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up Roscoe and
Okay.
fly with him and Medici.
All right.
I guess that's what I'm gonna do once we get to the exit. But
Okay.
we're not already there.
So you managed to get up there effortlessly. Ellen, are you helping Olive?
Yes.
Okay. That just leaves Aubrey.
I'm just gonna gesture for Aubrey to hop.
I can.
Yeah, she can
oh.
hop on. Like the two of you together are not going to slow it down. So
Okay.
she jumps on the broom with you. Hiraeth, you can fly up, and then all of you very effortlessly get to the top of the sinkhole. You are now on sort of an area of high ground with the marshy swamp water surrounding you, the corrupted swamp water. And as you're looking out, Olive is just aghast at this, and she says, "It wasn't like this when we came here."
No. Apparently, this is the influence of this. Oh wait, we don't have it out.
Is it in the bag of holding right now? Where did you put it?
I have it. I'm holding it.
Oh,
separately. I
it's
have
the
it wrapped
influence
up.
of. It's the influence of that.
Well, I have it like attached to my person. I'm not currently holding it with one because I'm holding Medici with one arm and.
Yeah,
But
it's
that's
the
like
influence of that key.
She's just thoughtful for a moment, and she says, "You should get rid of that.
If we can figure out how to."
Our goal is to get it back to Arcadia so it can either be put sealed away or destroyed.
Oh, if you need our help, we owe you.
You've been a help. Aubrey, you've been practicing, I can tell.
She kind of blushes a little bit.
Are y'all going to stay in the forest, or are you going to go back to Arcadia?
I think we'll head back.
We'll probably head back.
I guess our
sometime
contract's
soon.
up.
Huh.
True.
Yeah.
We could probably travel with you for a bit.
Yeah. You can, if you need a place to stay, you can stay at our inn for a few nights. We run an inn now.
Oh yeah, I heard about that place.
The Dapper Snapdragon.
Oh, we're building a reputation, it seems.
What? You're very quiet. I'm sorry.
Oh,
What did you
balls.
say?
My microphone, I guess. We're building a reputation, it seems.
Oh yeah, it's getting around. Heard him as far over as Highlands Watch. They're talking about that place.
Wow.
Not many places in the slums of Arcadia for people to get a good drink.
Well, that's good to know.
And hopefully a safe drink.
Oh yeah,
I just had a thought.
probably be safer if I was around, but you know.
We know.
I mean, we just came into a bit of money. But we're already paying a lot for our current. We had to pay a lot for our employees.
You have to pay
every
a
month.
lot. You have to pay like basically 60 gold a day for just your guards.
Yeah.
But the other boys are less.
They're less. Yeah. I have to look at the math the way I did it, but I'll worry about that when it comes time to pay.
Let's put together a spreadsheet. Sorry, that's my job.
I've been doing spreadsheets for the whole week. Anyway, so you're now safe from present danger. What are you doing?
I guess we're heading back to Evendell, though. I just had the thought
Mhm.
if this key is doing what it's doing to the swamp, then what's it gonna do to Evendell when we take it there?
Yeah, I'm wary. I wouldn't really want to bring it there, but do we get the idea that like the something about the magic of the original vault kept it from being so is what made it stop being fleshy, or is something Medici did?
You'd have to make an Arcana check to know that.
I'm going to ask everybody else because I am a rogue and I don't know magic, guys.
Can I make it an
You
Arcana check?
can. You can.
Yeah.
You know that the vault had a protection spell on it. You also know that when you found Medici, he seemed to be messing with the key, and you get the impression that maybe what you're seeing here was accelerated by his tampering with it.
I think
Which is why it happened so quickly. Whereas in the vault, what you saw down there, even though there was like a warding spell in place, there was also like 30 odd years of growth, and that's all. It didn't even spread to the surface. So beyond like deadening some of the trees.
it seems that it's not necessarily instantaneous. The vault we went in had a warding spell on it, but I think what we're seeing here is probably a result of Medici messing with it. So it should be okay as long as we don't try to tamper with it or, stick around too long.
I'm good with that.
Alright.
I mean, I could probably put it in the bag of holding temporarily.
Yeah, hopefully it won't fuck things up.
Yeah, you get the sense that it would take a long time to fuck things up.
Yeah, just as long as you don't forget
Okay,
about it.
well-
Which you probably won't.
When Cecil says that Goff puts it in the bag of holding, the time
Okay.
being.
All right. So you are now
So it's
standing.
does all that stuff I was hearing like stop?
Yes.
Okay. So it's currently not being creepy out here. We're good out
It's
here.
being creepy in there.
You put the key in the bag of holding, and you are now standing on this mound of dirt surrounded in this disgusting looking swamp, and in the distance, maybe a few hundred feet, you see the road that curves up northward toward the forest once again, where Evendell awaits.
Ellen is flying above the swamp with Lucy in her arms.
Yeah, you still have flight, Hiraeth and Goff.
I'm gonna like kind of wobbledy fly along.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna fly with Roscoe. I guess I'm just gonna fly Roscoe and
Okay.
fly over to the road.
All right. So you all make your way.
So Roscoe doesn't have to walk in that gunk again.
You make your way over there. As you get into range of the road, you notice a figure coming up it from the east. They're heading east and north toward the road.
They're heading east.
They're heading from the east. They're heading west and then north. They're basically heading in your direction.
Okay.
They're walking up the road, and as you get within range, you notice that it's Moira.
Oh,
Ah.
shit! By herself?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see her walking there. She's draped in simple brown robes. She has a few bracelets on her arms and jewelry adorning her neck and ears, and she's holding a very simple wooden staff that has a few loops of metal through the top of it that kind of jangle as she walks with it. And she sees you all approach, and she sees Sissel, and she gives you Sissel a warm smile.
Or fly over to her.
And she looks at you and she says, "I've made a decision. I wanted to see you. I suspected you were going to be here, so I decided to come meet you. Hopefully, guess I was right.
Yeah.
I've decided to come with you to Arcadia.
I'll always be happy to have you.
But I stopped at the old cabin because I wanted to find something to give you." And she starts kind of rummaging around in her robes, and after a moment she pulls out a small object and she hands it over to you.
I take it.
You look at this object in your hands and you notice it is a small shiny silver brooch in the shape of a crow.
Yeah.
A silhouette of a crow. And this is a magical item. I'm
Yes.
gonna put this
Ooh.
in your little journal,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna read out what it does. There it is. So that goes in Red's journal. So what you have here is Moira's brooch.
Custom item. Sorry.
Requires attunement by Sissel Blackwell. This shiny silver brooch forms the silhouette of a crow and is warm to the touch. While attuned to and wearing this brooch, your spell attacks that require an attack roll critical on a roll of 19 or 20.
Yes.
Furthermore, if a spell attack misses, you may spend a number of sorcery points corresponding to the level of the spell, a minimum of 1, essentially for cantrips, to reroll the attack. Additionally, you gain the use of the following long rest powers. Once per long rest, you may concentrate on your brooch to cast the Scry spell using your save DC.
Oh man.
And then additionally, once per long rest, you may summon a swarm of magical crows to attack
Nice.
a single target. The crows may be of any damage type you choose. Every turn, the crows will deal 2d6. Yeah, any type.
Acid crows!
The crows will deal 2d6 of the specified damage type to the target. Additionally, these crows confers disadvantage on the target to ability checks and saving throws of an ability of your choosing. The crows vanish after 1 minute. So essentially, it's kind of like hex. It's kind of like a hex, like a once per day hex, where you can like say, I want all of their saving throws and ability checks related to strength to have disadvantage.
That's so dope.
Cool as
Yeah.
shit.
That's a real good.
But
that's a
also
real
acid crows.
It could be
That sounds
anything.
like a band
It could
name.
be
But
anything.
also, boy, you know it's acid.
They, I mean, they
No,
could
it's
be,
acid
they could be
crows.
necrotic. They could be like
Radiant?
Psychic. They could be psychic. Like they could be.
Yeah,
all
they could
kinds-
be anything.
Psychic crows.
That's so cool. I
That's
just
so
kind of,
dope.
like, hold it close.
I've worked
to
on
my
this for a
chest.
long time, and I hope it'll protect you.
I just give her like making sure Aubrey is okay. I just get off the broom and I just give her the biggest hug.
And she hugs you and holds you and just keeps you in this warm embrace for a long time before letting go.
And I'm gonna just kind of like, well, I probably need to sew it, but when I get the chance, I'm going to replace the clasp on my cloak with my whisperage.
Okay.
This is getting a lot of real good
I know, it's like
upgrades.
Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like all your name days came at once.
I just make all my name days came at once.
Well, you completed a part of your personal story, so you get your little
Yeah.
your special item.
Ba, ba, ba.
This is so cool.
I love that.
I love this.
It's awesome.
Well, where to next?
We're headed to
She looks at you, hopeful. Okay. I'll travel with you.
I should warn you, we've had a lot happen in the past hour or so, and we're taking some extras with us to Arcadia, and I gestured to Aubrey and Olive, but then I also kind of gestured to Goff, who was holding Medici.
Yeah. As she kind of makes eye contact, she scowls a little bit.
Is this the man you remember?
I do. I'm not sure when. I don't remember if it was before or during when I became the Beast, but I do remember his face.
I see.
Is he alive?
Yes.
We need information from him, but we also need to question him somewhere that probably Arcadia can provide.
Lead on. So you're all making your way toward Evendell.
Mm-hmm.
Takes you at a reasonable pace. It takes you a good half a day to get to Evendell, so it's starting to get to sundown as you get there. And as you're traveling, every hour or so, Goff, you feel Medici sort of start to stir, and you just give him a whap,
On the back of the head.
and he just goes right out again. This man is going to have brain damage by the time it's done
Good.
from all these concussions. But
Are these am I
Lowest
getting concussions?
I mean, you're knocking him out constantly. So
we
eventually,
can't. I'm sorry, we can't risk it. We can't risk him waking up and doing some shit we don't know what he's capable of.
Okay, but question: can concussions lower his intelligence score?
yeah,
Good.
Well, we can't.
I mean, that might
he
be-
doesn't use his intelligence to cast though.
Oh
But
wait.
He's a warlock. He uses charisma.
Oh right. Never mind.
Could just be real dumb
I
and
thought-
forget some things.
I thought he had a spell book for.
He does. He had a book of shadows, which
Oh yeah, warlock.
the
Right.
invocation. So eventually you find your way to the Valley of Flowers surrounding Evendell, making your way into this large valley. Around evening time, the sun has gone down, and the entire valley is alight with fireflies.
Oh.
And the tree in the distance is aglow with various, what look like hanging lanterns on the interior and exterior.
Allison isn't really sure if she believes her eyes.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. That was...
Wow.
I had to think about that for a
Yeah,
second.
it took me a second.
So, are you heading in and trying to find Alonso? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you make your
Goff-
way.
Goff does a cute nature moment where he holds his finger out to a firefly, and
Oh.
It lands on your finger.
also earlier when the flying ran out, he probably was like, "Ooh."
One of the fireflies also lands on Roscoe's nose, and he kind of sits there with it for a moment.
His eyes are
Aw.
crossed.
Yeah. You fairly methodically make your way across the valley toward the tremendous tree city in the distance, and once again find your way to those leaf elevators. And for the sake of expediting it, because there's no point otherwise, you make your way up to the leaves where the Archdruid's quarters are. It's quiet now. You see the receptionist has left for the evening. You get the impression that they're probably not taking any more official visits. But as you approach and you see the guards initially begin to hold out their spears toward you, they recognize you as you approach, and then they relax and they open the doors for you.
Sweet.
Go on in, he's expecting you.
Oh, that's right.
And as you make your way into what looks to be like that conference hall, Alonzo starts kind of ambling on out of the adjoining personal quarters. He's holding a small saucer and a teacup.
You're gonna say sausage. Sorry, go.
He's just dunking
He's
sausage.
He's just munching on little brats.
Sorry. He's got this little saucer and a teacup, and he's taking a sip of tea. And as he sees all of you, he gives you that one of those big, genuine, wrinkly smiles. Well, what brings y'all to my quarters this fine evening? See, you've grown in party. And he looks all around at various people with you.
For various reasons.
A lot of people.
Well, and a friend of yours is a friend of mine.
This one is
What can I
not a
do for you?
friend, and I'm going to point at Medici.
He nods knowingly. Say no more. Well, what can I do for you?
Trying to remember all.
A couple things. We we were at Blackfine Well, and they're having problems with their well. Was it their water? The
Yeah,
well in Blackfine
The well
Well
itself is damaged, and the water is contaminated because of it.
Yes. And so apparently when the beast of Blackfine Well showed up, it damaged their well, and we were wondering if you would be able to spare some druids who would maybe be able to help them restore the well.
He's silent for a moment as he's pondering what you're suggesting. He says, well, that is within our power. Us druids, the whole forest is our domain, and it's our responsibility to look after the people in it. Some of the druids have forgotten that sometimes, but I'll remind them.
Thank you.
Goff bows to him. His head a little bit, not the
Fact.
full bow.
Why don't you rest the evening? You look tired.
Actually, we were also wondering if you do we want to head to Arcadia? Did we want to do the tree teleport as soon as
The thing is,
possible?
we have Medici, and we need to get him. We need to get him restrained by like magical constraints or whatever they
Mhm.
have as soon
Oh
as
yeah.
possible.
Do you have if we stay the night? Do you have any way of constraining people with magical abilities?
I have such a thing.
Because this
God.
one has been quite the pain.
God, bring me some shackles. And the guard heads off. One of the guards heads off. Alonzo turns back to you and he says, "We'll take care of your friend here. We'll watch over him, and you can get some rest.
I
if you
just-
so choose."
I know this is I really shouldn't have. There's probably no reason for this, but can I just do an insight check on Alonso?
Yeah, sure.
Just to make sure. 19.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just scared of everything going wrong.
I know.
One of the guards comes back, and he has a pair of what look to be shackles. And Hiraeth, as you look at these, they look like they are made of vacuum.
Oh. Thinking
What he
face
has in
emoji.
his hands here are a pair of dimensional shackles.
Yes.
What does that mean?
What does that
Um,
mean?
It means that when they are shackled to somebody, the creature cannot use any form of extra dimensional movement, including teleportation or travel to a different plane of existence.
Can they use other
and-
magic?
With the vacuum version, no, they cannot. They are basically muted.
So it's like
Um,
okay, there's
It's,
a
it's like
thing of
the
one.
it's like the Divinity Original Sin 2
Okay.
collar. Basically, in order to break them, he'd need to make a DC 30 strength check, and he can only make one every 30 days. So yeah, he's gonna be
Nice.
stuck.
Okay, well, for the sake of hoping, so we don't like knock all of his intelligence out of his head, we should probably just do that.
Yeah, probably stop hitting him.
Okay.
Stop hitting yourself.
So they slap these manacles onto Medici and bind. They're like multiple, like they shackle onto his wrists and then they shackle onto his legs, and they're kind of like a chain gang kind of thing.
Okay.
And his neck. So he's just completely restrained.
Goff just, I guess, as a bit of flavor, is going to kind of test the strength of him. He's just going to, I know you already told me as a player they're strong.
You'd
but-
have to make an athletics check. And,
No, I'm not going to like actually try to break them. I'm just going to like tug on them, just like.
yeah, you tug on them. These things are some of the strongest material you've ever encountered.
Okay.
And
Goff is
they're
gonna.
magically enchanted. They are not. He is not breaking.
Goff's
free.
gonna like set him down and kind of very nervously like release control control of the situation.
All right.
for the time
As
being.
you let him go, the other two guards take him, and Alonso looks at him and waves them off, and he says, "They'll take him to the Hooskow."
The Hooskow?
Scout.
Is that a name for a prison?
Yeah.
Oh, the Hooskow.
Oh my god. I
I'll
love
Isn't it the
until
lever
you're
you
ready
could
to
get?
go.
it. He's such a cowboy. Just keep in mind he is a very powerful sorcerer, and it's just he's
Oh,
wide.
I'm a very
He's a-
powerful druid.
He's a warlock.
He's a warlock.
Warlock,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
Sorcerer.
With
general
those shackles
magic
and
user.
without his focus, I don't imagine he'll be doing much.
That's true. We've just dealt with a lot from him, and not just today.
Well, you look like you deserve some rest, so why don't you shack yourself up in some of the druids' quarters for the evening down the level?
We love that. Thank you.
That
Nothing
sounds great,
opposed.
thank you.
You know, one of my guards will show you the way. And why don't you come visit me in the morning?
Of course.
Alright.
I'd like to see
Before
you
we-
off.
Goff nods, and before we make our way out, Goff is gonna write something to him, and he's just gonna say he's gonna write, as far as we could manage, the infection of the beast for Blackvine is no longer in the thicket.
He puts a hand on your shoulder, and he smiles at you. He says, "Thank you kindly."
I just nod.
So you all head on out of his chambers for the evening. You take the guard leads you down one of the levels toward the platform originally where you had flown out from, which also contains all of the various like druid circles and their quarters for their adherents. And he leads you to one of the circle platforms, which you recognize as being well, you don't recognize anything because you don't know much about druidic stuff. but he brings you to one platform where you see a woman waiting for you. She's human, elderly, white hair. She's wearing simple tan linen robes, and she has a blindfold over her eyes, and she has a walking stick. And she nods as you all approach, and the guard says, "The Strud wants you to find them some quarters for the night." And she says, "Very well. I'm Claro. Please
Hello.
come with me.
Thank you.
I lead the circle of the land."
I'm going to sort of also gesture to the body of the small half-elf child that I'm still carrying, and say, I forgot to ask this, but do you know if there's a time limit on finding a soul?
She's blindfolded, so you cannot see her bewilderment. But she kind of stops in her tracks a moment and slowly turns toward the sound of your voice, and her lips are pursed in confusion. And she says, "Why do you need to know?"
A
Get the impression
mage.
she's blind. She can't.
Yeah, a mage we captured earlier, sort of stole my son's soul out of his body and intended to use him as a clone. And as far and all we know is that he sold the soul to an interested party.
That's very worrisome.
Yes.
Do you have the child with you?
Yes, here.
Okay. As you hold out Lisi's body, she walks up with her cane, and she places one hand on Elisi's chest, and you see a gentle green glow appear. And she frowns a little bit. This body is preserved. I don't think you'll have any worry about it expiring.
Okay. Does something still seem to trouble her? Or
No.
Okay. Thank you.
You get the sense maybe she has not encountered this kind of stuff before.
Okay,
When she
yeah.
says preserve, is that does it mean she mean by magic?
You get the sense that from removing the soul from the body, it's in a state of suspended animation.
Okay.
essentially.
Weird.
Spooky.
Thank you.
Afterward, Clara leads you along to some individual rooms. They're very similar to the woven tree branch rooms that you encountered back at the trading post, except you have a much more spectacular view of the Valley of Flowers below and all the fireflies, which are just illuminating the whole thing. Like it's like you're looking down on a small city below you with small lights from windows, except that they're fireflies. And you're just surrounded by the cool forest air and the gentle sound of crickets and the night insects and animals as you all drift off to sleep. Unless there's anything else you want to do before you go.
There was something I wanted to do.
Okay.
Do I have any idea where the Husakao is?
The Who's Cow.
No, but you could ask a guard.
I don't want to go down there. I wanted to use an item, but
Okay.
I don't know if I can. Can I control the figurine of wondrous power? Or does it act on its own?
You can direct it.
I was considering sending the Silver Raven down to like that area and then like having it watch over, and if like somehow Medici broke out of it, I don't know how the fuck he would, but like if he did, like it would fly up to tell me as soon as possible. I don't know. Is that unreasonable?
That's not unreasonable. No, I mean you can cast sending at will to it. I think. Or
yeah, I can send a message to it. It can't send one back.
Right.
But
it can
last for 12 hours.
Yes.
Every time I use it, and so I wanted to basically have it be like our little personal like security camera,
Gotcha.
and like
Yeah, and it'll fly back to you in case something goes wrong.
yeah. So I basically wanted to, in whatever means necessary, navigate it to maybe not like immediately in the cell. That might not really help, but like I guess as close as possible within reason to just have it kind of chill there.
Okay.
So I pop it out and
yeah, right. So you do that, and you summon your raven, and direct it, and it flies on out of your chambers. It's gonna search for wherever the prisons might be.
Okay.
And it'll keep watch.
And I think after that, before going to sleep, Goff probably just like flops into like the bed and just like heaves a sigh and like probably like scratches Roscoe's head and brings out
his foot a little bit
and like starts feeding and kind of playing with his little friends, just taking a moment to just like it's like he's constantly going between just like absolute hell and just trying to chill. And he's just trying to decompress the way he normally does.
So as you all drift off to sleep, you take a long rest.
Yeah.
You can get up to level 9.
Wait, no, sorry, that's not.
And
wrong music.
In the morning, you can choose to go see Alonso again if you so choose.
Yeah.
Quick question before we do that. The owl that I found in the lab, is it a boy or a girl?
It is a girl.
I'm gonna name it Garla.
Garla.
Does it look like a regular owl? Does it look like it might be a druid?
No, it's not. It's a regular owl.
Okay.
How do you spell Garla?
Garla.
Okay.
Is it a barn owl or a different kind?
It's a barn owl.
Okay. I also wanted to add to my list of little animals.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
All right. So you wake up bright and fresh. All your hit points and spell slots refreshed, and also level 9 if you want to. I mean, you don't have to do it now, but you can do
I'll
it.
Mess with that after
finish the session.
After the session's over, I'll mess with it.
Unless there's any spells you want to take that you want to use before the end of the session. So you wake up in the morning, and what do you want to do?
Breakfast and then Alonso.
Okay. You actually are directed up to Alonso's quarters, and as you get there, you find him standing there, or sitting at the large table with 5 other people, and arrayed out on the table, and he gestures for you to come join him. Hello?
Alex said it in chat. They have to leave. Something's happening outside the session that they have to deal with. They didn't specify. I'm guessing it's probably an emergency or something stressful.
Oh shit. So as you
who is directing us over? I'm sorry, I got this.
One of the guards directs you to Alonso's chambers, and as you get there, you see Alonso with 5 other people, and he gestures for you to come join him and at the table. And arrayed in front of the table are all kinds of various fruits and berries and breakfasts, foods as a druid might eat. Lots of natural ingredients. And
are they good berries?
Yeah, there are good berries there. You see at the table besides Alonso, you also see the human woman you met the evening before. You see Claral. You see 4 other people. One is a small gnome who has a very bushy brown beard and long hair, and a kind of a threadbare tunic with the top open, and there's a lot of chest hair pouring out.
Oh God, pouring.
You see a individual who looks very similar to Zilkrana.
But is not Zilkrana.
Yeah, same kind of blue skin, bushy red hair, pointy ears, carrying a shepherd's cane across near him. You also see a tabaxi woman who has sort of the tiger-like stripes, and you saw this woman earlier storming out of Alonso's chambers. along with the fifth person here, who is another woman who has sort of a bright blue skin and wispy white blue hair. It's the same woman that you saw before.
Right.
She's kind of wearing kind of loose-fitting clothing and gold jewelry. Her eyes are pure white. And as you all sit down and start partaking of breakfast, Alonzo says to you, I've gathered the heads of all the various druidic circles, and we've discussed your issue, and we think we can come to a solution. We're gonna, after breakfast, head on over, see what we can do to fix things over at Black Vine Well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome to join us if you want, and of course we'll get you back wherever you need to go afterward.
I think... I look at Sissel, and I guess if Moira's with us, sort of like a, if you're comfortable with going back type look.
If it's... I know we're sort of in a hurry, but I look at Moira and see what she wants to do.
She's looking down at the ground. She's just sort of shaking her head. She does not seem keen on the idea.
I think we can leave it.
Sorry, you were a little quiet there. I
Oh,
didn't hear
sorry.
what you said.
I think we can just leave it and go back to Arcadia.
Very well. If that's your decision. We'll bring the prisoner up to you whenever you're ready to leave.
Yeah.
Thank you. Would you have a way of getting us to, I suppose, the Pilgrim's Path near Arcadia?
I believe that's something we can do. Although, we could also get you to, it's that park out in Arcadia. I'm not familiar with it.
I don't remember the name.
It's the Bronze Bluff Woods, I think.
Okay. Let me open it.
Oh, that would... I think the Bronze Bluff Woods are closer to the, what's it called?
That's closer to the Rich District.
Yeah. I mean, like, closer to the Civil District?
Yeah, because you basically, if you're going to the Civil District, it would take you like 20 minutes to walk over there.
Okay, yeah. That would actually be very appreciated.
Yeah.
Very well. You all just let us know when you're ready to go.
Right.
Person to see you off.
I turn to the party and say, well, I think the sooner we see him put away, I think the better it'll be for all of our consciences.
Absolutely, and we can get this key out of our hands too. And ask Anna some questions.
Oh yes, many questions.
Alright, well, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so you all finish partaking of a fairly tasty, but
A druidic, natural,
it's a druidic breakfast. There's
vegan
not a lot of meat, not a lot of. I mean, there's some fresh eggs.
It's vegetarian.
It's vegetarian.
That's
So
cool.
you have a refreshing breakfast, after which Alonzo leads you to his personal quarters, where he walks toward. As you enter his personal quarters, you're met by a what looks to be an area that has been carved into the hollow of the trunk of the tree itself, and right as you enter, there's like a large knot in the tree, and he walks over to it. He says, "You're familiar with this kind of work, I assume. I'm gonna open up.
You talking about
open up a
the transfer via plants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
Okay.
experienced it once before, yes?
I'll open up a portal, and y'all make your way out of here."
I know.
Alright. Medici's with us,
alright.
right?
Yeah.
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 Is he still
the
the
guards
shackles?
brought you up. He's conscious now. He is wearing the shackles. He's still has the gag in his mouth. He looks sullen, just scowling constantly, looking at the ground.
Oh.
His blind eyes, his milky white eyes, and he just, as he shuffles along, the shackles clink against one another.
Oh, cheer up, you even have little bells. Alan is just loving this.
Farewell.
Before we go, Goff's gonna he's gonna write another note for him, and he said, thank you so much for everything you've done for us, and if you still will have me, I hope someday soon to learn more from you when I return."
He smiles at you, and he puts a hand on your shoulder again, and he says, "When you have a moment, and when you feel at peace, centered, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on that seed I gave you. Really focus on it. Maybe something will happen." And he just gives you kind of a enigmatic smile.
Goff pulls the seed out. Isn't the seed like really big? Isn't it like the size
Yeah,
of
it's
a baseball?
Yeah, it's a big seed.
He pulls it out and like opens up his palm and looks at it, and he looks kind of confused, but he nods and puts it back,
He
and
kind of gives you a wink.
of course he does. And just nod. I just bow my head a little bit.
All right. Well, hope y'all won't be strangers. And he
Thank you.
he moves over to the knot and traces his fingers along it,
Traces his
parting-
fingers along the knot.
parting.
Oh, come on.
Oh, 5 hours, yeah. Parting the wood before you, and as he does so, you see a passageway open up, and gazing through toward the other side, you see what looks to be the edges of the Bronze Bluff Woods,
Oh my
nearest
God.
the rich district of Arcadia.
Alright, through we go, and then I'm
Yeah, I gotta go
like,
fast.
So the
Yeah.
5 of you with Medici and Aubrey and Olive all head
And
on
Alessi.
through. And Alessi. Oh, I'm assuming Ellen is carrying Alessi.
Yeah.
yeah,
So you all head on through, and
Mhm.
the tree closes right behind you with a snap, and you are now standing on the edge of the park, right near the rich district of Arcadia. And as you all come through, Medici looks around at him, at where he is, and he's just just rolls his head a little bit, hangs his head.
come on, we're going to see our old friend. Cheer up a bit, won't you?
He's shaking his head vehemently.
Oh, what's wrong? Shy?
He kind of is like chewing on the gag in his mouth, like he wants you to remove it because he has something to say.
That's bad for your teeth, you know. Shall we go?
Oh my god.
Shall we pay the Chancellor a visit?
As you start moving off, you see him like plant his feet firmly. He is not going to move on his own volition.
Goff?
I'm looking at him, I got my arms crossed.
He's shaking his head. A lot.
He can deal with it. Give the man a lift.
Goff is gonna humor him. Well, he's got those shackles on, right? And they're definitely
Yes.
working. Like he can't, even having me able to speak, he shouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, he doesn't have a spell focus either, so he would need to.
Okay, I'm gonna humor him. I'm gonna move the rag down from his mouth for a second.
Don't bring me to her.
I shrug. I do like a kind of cartoonish shrug.
You don't know what you do.
I don't really think you have a choice in the matter.
I swear to you, I've told you everything. I've been honest with you. Don't bring me to her.
Why not?
Why are you so afraid of her? And I'm just so we have these insight checks.
Yeah,
for
do your insight checks.
Doop de doop doop doop.
16
Jesus
plus
Christ.
Fucking hell, Ellen. He says, she has unfinished business with me. And you get a twinge of fear. You kind of see in his expression.
Okay, but many people seem to have unfinished business with you. Why is hers different?
You want answers, I'll give you answers. Do not bring me to her.
I just shrug. It sounds like a personal problem, my friend.
Goff is gonna write something down and show it to him, and it says,
blind.
"Oh right, that's right. I keep forgetting."
Oh, that's okay.
I'm gonna show it to Ellen. I'm gonna show it to Ellen so she can ask him. And it says, why should we help you? Why should we trust you? You've done nothing to help us, to make us want to help you."
Yeah, I'm. Yeah.
I've been upfront with you. I've given you information. I helped you find the Mason factory. I've helped you. I told you everything you've asked. I've been nothing but honest. Don't bring me to her. I will tell you what you need to know. Whatever you want to know. With what is within my power. Please.
Are you begging?
I'm gonna write down. You've also employed and raised. You've also raised loved ones of ours from the dead, and if you've not raised them, you still use them as your guards, and you have manipulated, and you have experimented with dangerous things that have hurt people and possessed people, and you have treated people's lives and their souls like nothing.
It is only for understanding. Please. I only seek to understand.
Again, this is for. I mean, it's weird because Eldropine. That's what.
Yeah.
Under.
And also, he says that you smell, and that your fashion sense is bad.
Goff just kind of ignores that, and he said, and he has Helen say, "Understanding isn't worth what you've done. You can't treat lives this way."
You see his head lower a little bit, defeated, and his lip is quivering a little bit. And his eyes are kind of darting left and right. You get the sense he's trying to figure out some way out of this, but there's just no way out.
You're a little pathetic when you get cornered, you know that? Let's go.
Time for a lovely old reunion.
You re-gag him?
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
Don't want him to. I mean,
He's gonna be loud if he's not gagged.
Yeah, that's gonna draw attention.
Although, to be fair...
I actually do want to ask him something else if Ellen can read it for me.
Okay.
What did you do to Anna for her to have a business with you, and what will she do to you when she sees you?
He's quiet for a moment, and he says, our adventuring group did not part on the best terms.
What did
I
you do to them?
I
gathered
tried
that
to stop her
from
from opening the siphon.
His insight proved that he's telling the truth.
Yes,
Okay.
And how did you
She
try to
will.
stop her?
I tried to kill her. I tried to kill all of them because it was the only thing they would understand. I tried reason at first. They ignored me. So desperate was she to open that portal, to bring magic into this world. And if she sees me again, she will kill me.
Did Goff says, did she know the consequences, or was she oblivious?
I know not. If she believed me, I certainly told her what the potential consequences would be.
Well, we'll get her side of the story, and then we'll decide what to do with you.
Please, I'm begging you. And I am not a man who begs.
I know.
Oh,
it's kind
we
of
know.
We, again, for writing this down, we still need the things you know, and we'll make sure that he doesn't kill you at first, because we need to have a discussion.
And you re-gag him at that point?
I mean, does he say anything?
He just, his lip is quivering and he just seems defeated.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. So you re-gag him and you start making your way toward the civic district with this prisoner in tow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you start making your way through the crowded streets with someone in shackles, you get a few odd looks from people, and then
We're
some
on
of the
official business.
guards approach you and say, "What's all this then?"
This, we need to see Anna. Oh, wait, no, they probably don't know who we are, right?
I can use sending.
Do we have
Yeah.
any that proves that we're like not just some randos?
I don't think we have anything. Did she ever give us anything to like give us like that, like help us
No.
get past guards?
Okay, well, we have an old friend of the Chancellor's.
I'm gonna use a sending message.
Give a persuasion check, Ellen.
Can I use-
You can use sending if you want. Yeah.
I'm gonna use sending.
Okay. Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna use sending to tell Anna that we're in the city.
Okay.
We have the key from
Okay.
Wild Hollow. We have Medici, but we need to talk. He says you will kill him, but please do not until we've talked.
Okay. That's all you're saying?
And please help us get into we might need clearance with the guard because they've stopped us. Goff.
Signed
Goff.
I'm signing it.
After a moment, you get a message back saying, "What guard do you need me to tell?"
I don't...
You can't send a message back unless you use sending again.
I guess I send another message. It says,
Does the guard have a name tag?
No.
That's not really a helpful answer, Anna. Well,
I mean,
okay.
there's a lot of guards in the city. What's she gonna do? Like send a sending
Yeah.
message to every single one of them?
I guess I don't. Goff writes a note to someone nearby in the party and ask the guard his name.
Excuse me, what's your name?
Officer Jenkins.
Officer Jenkins. Do you know how helpful we've been to the city as a whole? Because it's been very helpful.
No. I'm afraid not, ma'am.
I'm gonna use sending this and the message that it's an Officer Jenkins in the civic district or wherever district we're currently in.
Like, you can ask anyone in the academy, and they will probably tell you that. Oh yeah, those guys. They've been pretty helpful. You know, help kill some stuff, cleaned out a basement.
Cleaned out the basement.
Done the chores.
What? He's looking at you like, what is this crazy lady talking about? Moira is standing next to you and sort of like looking at you as well, like, what?
It was a
I
long story.
cleaned out.
The basement was full of spiders. Big ones. Really
Couldn't
big ones.
just step on them? Oh,
No,
okay.
they were too big.
Well, you're gonna have to tell me a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, I did send I sent the second sending, if that's worth anything.
Okay, yeah, you send the second sending. And as you're having this discussion, this argument, after a moment, you see the Officer Jenkins sort of stand straight at attention all of a sudden. Yes, ma'am. You need an escort, and he's turning toward you.
I just point like double pistols and a wink. Told ya.
Okay.
An escort would be nice.
Great. Do you need any help with your prisoner?
An extra set of eyes could never hurt.
Okay then. This way, and he starts leading you through the streets toward the Chancellor's HQ.
Holla.
He shows you inside. He brings you up to the third floor where the Chancellor's office is. As you get to the door, Anna is already waiting there. And you see her lock eyes toward Medici and just not
Kill
her eyes
Bill
off her.
Siren.
And she says, "Thank you, officer, you can go." And he says, "Yes, ma'am." And he kind of sloppily salutes and leaves. The rest of you standing in the hallway. And Anna says, "Let's go. In here." And she walks inside the room.
In we go.
And she says, she points toward the chair. She says, "Put him down."
Yeah, I guess, get him there somehow.
Okay. As you all get in and you sit Medici down on the couch. She shuts the door behind you, and you hear the audible sound of a lock clicking.
I feel like this conversation is gonna need this, so I'm just gonna roll it now.
Toward who? Medici or Anna? I'll do one.
Okay, I'll do this for Anna, I guess.
I'll do it for Medici.
All right.
I rolled a 14 plus 7.
Okay.
21.
All right. You sit Medici down on the couch, and Anna comes up behind him and just puts her hands on his shoulders. And she looks toward all of you, and she says, "So, where did you find this fella?"
Standing close by.
He wasn't in this plane of reality, if... I don't think that's a surprise. The entrance to his tower was somewhere in the Evendell Woods. Evendell, right? No.
Ebony Thicket.
Ebony Thicket, sorry.
It was in the,
Ebony Thicket.
No, I mean, it was
near a
technically
sinkhole.
It was technically in the sinkhole, which is in, what's the name of the swamp? What's the name of the swamp? It has a name, I can't remember.
No.
Swamp.
Oh, maybe it doesn't have a name. It's part of the thicket. Well, it was in the sinkhole, and it was in the southern part of the thicket.
It's
Yes.
In the swamp.
Well, he certainly gets around.
Yeah, he's been causing trouble for a lot of us.
Yeah. You and me both.
He seems pretty afraid of you. You should have seen him. He was actually begging. He's funny.
Oh, was he? And she leans real close to him, right next to his ear. She says, "Is that true, Niccolo?"
Oh man.
Oh, Niccolo.
What did you think I was gonna do to you when I saw you?
He was convinced you were going to
Is he
kill
still
him
gagged?
on sight. Oh yeah, he is.
What did you say, Ellen? Sorry, I didn't hear. What you said.
He was convinced you were going to kill him on sight.
She straightens up again. Still has her hands on his shoulders, and he is shaking a lot now.
Wow.
And she says, "Well, he'd be right." And
I'm gonna jump between them after she says that.
her hands are on him.
I'm gonna
and
try and
she's
pull her
casting
away.
disintegrate.
Whoa!
I'm gonna try and. Can I do anything? Do I have the opportunity to do anything? Can I read the situation?
You were.
I said I was
insight
right next
checking.
to her.
I know, but you were insight checking Medici this whole time, and Ellen was insight checking
okay.
her, but she rolled a nat 20 on her deception.
Oh
No, but
Well, this is problem. Can I counterspell that or attempt it?
I mean, yeah, you can attempt to. Yeah, go for it.
yeah,
Roll
sure.
1d20 and add your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah,
No. You see a flash of green light as a beam of energy arcs out from her fingertip and just cracks Medici right in the side of the face. And you see him start lolling to the side as his body begins to disintegrate into ash.
Holy shit, Anna, calm
I'm
down.
gonna tackle Anna to the ground.
Anna, what?
Can I do that? Can I roll something?
Yeah, roll a
It's
grapple
like
check.
a late reaction sort of thing.
Yeah, roll a grapple check, and she's gonna try to beat.
Do I
beat
just
you
roll
with a-
strength?
Beat
What do I
your
roll?
strength.
Strength, and she's gonna try to contest it with her acrobatics, which is not high.
I rolled a nat 20.
Fuck. Nope, I rolled a 19, but that ain't gonna beat a nat 20. You, as soon as you see this happen and Medici's body crumbles to dust, you immediately spring into action and grab Anna and tackle her to the ground.
And I'm gonna be like,
information out of him.
I'm gonna after I throw her to the ground, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna furiously scribble something. It's gonna be some kind of awkward. I'm furiously writing.
As you let go of her, she. Hold on a minute. She is going to cast telekinesis at you to hurl you, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. 12. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, what did you roll?
12.
Total?
Yeah.
As you start moving
No,
back
wait.
from her,
Well, it doesn't matter. 13. It's probably doesn't. Her
Okay.
DC is probably ridiculously high.
it's not ridiculously high, but as you give her a moment to get her arms free, she instinctively throws her hand out with a wave of telekinesis, and you are sent flying back 30 feet, and you crash into one of the bookcases.
I'm gonna-
Okay.
She slowly gets to her feet and runs toward
I'm gonna
the other side of the desk to put the desk between you and her.
I'm gonna cast sending at her because the only way I can talk to her because
Okay.
that didn't work. And I'm gonna say he sold Ellen's son's soul, and we don't know where it is.
he wouldn't tell you the truth even if you.
He was.
We kind of
I
had
can't do
him
that. I can't
cornered.
do it again. I can't keep sending. That's fucked. I hate this. I don't say the second thing.
I have known that. I have known that man for 30 years, and there was not a good bone in his body.
Well, I mean, I can.
And that was a
believe-
long time coming.
I can believe that, but I think it's telling me that action was a little bit hasty.
Oh, we just lost Mel.
Oh.
Ugh.
This fucking sucks.
It's just being red now.
Yeah, you know, why don't we call it for the night and we'll pick this up
Man,
midstream.
I'm
next
really
time.
disappointed in Anna right
We're gonna
now.
pick up at a tense fucking moment.
Yeah.
This is like the definition of that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Anna's got so much to answer for.
Yup.
Oh, well, hopefully we don't have to fight anything before the next long rest because I've just blown like a bunch of spell points just using sending a bunch.
Whoop-a. Oh man. I
Right,
need
so
to sort
You
out-
are all level 9 now, so you can choose your
hell yeah,
level
I'm
9
gonna-
spells and such. What does Roscoe get at level 9? He gets unarmored armor. That's it?
I don't get much at level 9.
At 9th level, you gain the ability to move along vertical surfaces and across liquids on your turn without falling during the move. Oh my god, he's a fucking ninja.
Mhm.
I literally only get the proficiency bonus and the 5th level spells.
His proficiency bonus goes up to +4, and that's it. So I guess he gets an additional key point. That's it. Oh well.
I mean, I also get my domain spells.
He also gets health.
I get Insect Plague and Tree Stride.
Nice. Let's see, what do I get?
Ooh, 7. So Roscoe now
Escalated
has.
so quickly.
Roscoe
Oh my
had
gosh.
91 hit points now.
Yeah. I guess I can replace Blur now that I've got that nifty cloak.
There goes the Robo Boy.
You also have that staff gives you like
Oh my
a
god.
ridiculous
Yeah, don't forget that staff gives you
an AC
a
bonus.
+2 AC, a +2 to all your saving throws, and a +2 to your spell attack.
It's so scary.
Yeah. I was not expecting you to get that, but that's fine.
I have a feeling.
I made a mistake. Now I'm just gonna
This
have
is
to
what
deal
D&D
with
is
it.
about. It's when things just get kind of fucked up, and sometimes in the good way, sometimes in a bad way.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well,
It's
on the
also
bright
good.
side, I guess maybe not bright. On the potential, paths close side, Medici is dead.
Medici
so
is
I mean,
sure as hell out of the.
You're fucking dead, yeah.
Yeah, holy
I
shit.
guess. Well, this is what we get for trusting Anna. Can't trust anybody. See what I'm talking about? Can't trust anyone. Can't trust Jack. Can't trust Anna. Can't trust anyone except
Anna
Alonzo
had a very
Squirrelbeard.
strong vendetta.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
told-
we'll get into that, and the whole thing will be explained, but we'll have to wait till next time because I want everybody here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, just again, thanks for not letting me die, Red.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm really glad I rolled that nat 20 because
Because-
no.
Let me tell you something about the amount of damage that Finger of Death does.
It's a
That
lot.
thing. It's a lot.
It's probably way more than
It
enough to
is
put me down.
78 plus 30 necrotic damage
Ooh.
You,
on a
like,
failed Constitution saving throw and half as much as on a successful one.
you like literally have to roll like all ones to not kill me.
Well, you had like 48 hit points, so assuming that even if I rolled max, if you succeeded on the Constitution saving throw, it wouldn't have killed you.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
there's no
might
saving
have.
throw. Okay.
Yeah.
It would
It
be
was a
real
con-
bad
it was
if
a con
Goth went
save, too.
down.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's one of my ones I can actually have a bonus in.
I now have 63 health points.
Health points.
What is what kind of
Oh, I
what
can
type
tell.
of creature is Synak or whatever his name
He
is?
is a demon.
Is that a fiend or is it a separate category?
It's a fiend.
It's kind of like Hodis, where
Oh.
he like goes back and he just sort of like shoops back to his little
Yeah.
demon hole.
I have.
Yeah.
I
He
can.
is a fiend. He large fiend parentheses demon because as opposed to a fiend parentheses devil.
Fiend Devil.
Yeah.
Man, there's so
'Cause
many
there's
good 5th level spells, but I can only really prepare 1 or 2.
Let's see, I have now
2 if I like sacrifice another
15.
thing. I could also do. I could prepare Scrying, Planar Binding, Raise Dead.
Hell yeah.
Is Raise Dead just like a resurrection that you
Yeah.
can do with more time before you can do it?
Yes, you get 10 days from the death to cast it. But I believe that people who are raised in that, man, it takes like an hour to cast. It's like a ritual.
Oh yeah,
Hi, Mel.
I
Hi.
know. The session's over
We're calling it for now. Sorry.
Okay.
because it was just me and Red, and things were
Yeah.
getting real heated.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we wanna
We're
wait till
gonna
everyone's here
pick
for
up
the
at
rest.
that spicy moment. And I'm gonna stop recording and go upload the session.
oh yeah, Raise Dead's